Live from Ted Gormley Stadium in New Orleans, Crescent City Sports High School football is once again on the air. And tonight we have got a good one, a Catholic League rematch in the second round, the regional round of the Division I Select Playoffs as the Brother Martin Crusaders take on the St. Augustine Purple Knights. Hi again, everybody. Lenny Van Gilder along with Wade Kaiser, Chip Merritt, our producer, Matt Merritt bringing you all the pictures this evening of a matchup we just saw 14 days ago. The last time St. Aug was on the field, in fact, was against Brother Martin in Week 10. It was a 14-13 game won by the Purple Knights that assured them the number 4 seed in the Division I Select bracket. Brother Martin, the 13th seed, did not get a bye. They had to play last week against Woodlawn of Baton Rouge, won that game in come-from-behind fashion. It was down 20-0 in the first quarter, came back to win that one by the score of 45-20. So that's where we are. Now, take us through the scenarios here. You've got one team who has not played in 14 days, and you're playing the same team you just played 14 days ago against a team who played last week. Take us through the situation on both sides.
Well, let's first talk Brother Martin. You know, those guys coming fresh off the victory with Woodlawn, they had to prepare for a whole different opponent. They had to have a different mindset that week for a different opponent. So then they go into preparation for St. Aug in Week 2, right? So, you know, they are practiced. Their mind has shifted from one opponent to the next opponent. Good to go, right? St. Aug, the rest help them probably with the injuries. But the thing I don't like about the layoff is that you can kind of go stale, right? You can kind of go stale with your repetitions. So I'm sure the St. Aug staff for the past 2 weeks have had those guys out there, and they have ramped it up to the point where they've turned up the dial in practice to make sure that those reps don't go stale. But you're still dealing with things mentally.
Yeah, and to the point about the bye, let's also mention this. St. Aug also had a bye in Week 9. It was their district bye. They did not schedule a non-district opponent. So this is only their second game in 28 days. So you want to talk about, you know, the potential for 27 days, but you want to talk about the potential for a little rust there. That's all in play and something we'll consider. As you look at the Division I Select bracket, and across the state now we are down to 16 everywhere in all 8 brackets. And there you see it at the bottom left. There's our matchup. The winner of this one will play either Northwood of Shreveport or St. Paul's next week. Northwood would have to travel to New Orleans. The winner of this game would have to travel to St. Paul's, if I've got it figured correctly. But you see top right there, John Curtis Jesuit. You got another Catholic League rematch. And bottom right, you see a matchup. How many times have we seen this one in the playoffs over the last decade? Rummel and Catholic. So, even with the 24-team bracket now, supposedly a few fewer rematches, guess what? You still got them.
Well, if they're going to be on the bracket, you're going to end up with the rematch, right? That's the way I look at it. So you prepare for whoever's coming next, and it can be somebody that you've seen before on your schedule, whether in district or non-district, or you get prepared to play somebody else. You're in a bracket. You play whoever's up next. Next man up, meaning the next team up. That's the mindset that you have as a football coach, and that's what you got to get your kids to understand as a football team.
You talk about playoff rematches, and a lot of times we've seen this. One of the interesting storylines leading into this game, I thought, is Brother Martin and St. Aug, neighbors by just a couple of miles apart in the Gentilly area, have not played in 51 years in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, right. And I believe that was 1971.
1971 state championship game.
There you go. And, boy, that's interesting history, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Let's pause. Our invocation is going to be followed by our national anthem here from Ted Gormley.
The one thing that unites us is our faith in Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. And so we ask God to shower His blessings upon all of those on the field to protect them from all injury. And may we never, ever forget that every young man on that field is somebody's son. And so we pray in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Oh God, grant us in all our duties your help, in all our perplexities your guidance, in all our dangers your protection, in all our sorrows your peace. Through Jesus Christ our Lord, our body and our blood, our life and our nourishment. Amen. Amator Cor Jesu, Amator Cor Maria. Saint Joseph, pray for us. Saint Augustine, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Now from Tad Gormley Stadium, our national anthem by the St. Augustine Marching 100.
I'll show the band. No, I'll dissolve to the band when I'm playing. I'm on the wide camera. Four guys to the bottom of it. Tell me when they start playing.
Our national anthem from Tad Gormley Stadium. Wait, I know they moved the tubas to the aisle now. I remember when they used to put them across the back row there, and that could be our partner Ken Berthel. I could tell you a story about that night when we couldn't see anything.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah, but so to finish the story, 1971. Of course,
Right.
you only had two teams. The only way you could, per district, and the only way you could face off was in the state championship game. And, of course, Brother Martin St. Aug met. And really, Brother Martin was a new school at that point, as you just had the merger of St. Aloysius and Coriezu.
Correct.
St. Aug had just been admitted to the LHSA only 4 years prior. So, a lot of newness to it. And that, you talk to people, that championship game won by Brother Martin 23-0 that night really helped ignite this neighborhood rivalry a little bit. And obviously, it's still going strong 51 years later. On the field tonight, Wade, I think we've got a pretty interesting matchup here. And, we saw Brother Martin 4 weeks ago in Week 8 against Rummel at Southeastern, and they've made a big change since then. They've taken Clayton Leonardo from quarterback. You still may see him in some packages at quarterback, but now the starter is Seth DeZette, a sophomore, and you've got Leonardo playing predominantly at wide receiver, or a little bit, maybe even a little bit running back, tight end. They'll move him around some, but not at quarterback. And that seems to have, provided a little spark to this Crusader team.
Well, they've put them in different packages, right? And kind of like what you see on Sunday with the Saints with their number 7. You're going to see him at some quarterback. You'll see him at some wide receiver. You'll see him at H, which means fullback. You'll see him at Y, which means tight end. You'll see him at X or Z, which is a wide receiver. He's a great athlete. So what do? You want to put packages together so you can put plays in and get the ball into the hands of your players. Think players, that's the way you do it.
Now, St. Aug had to make a quarterback change right at Week 1 as we watch the coin toss going on at the 50-yard line right now. Yeah, their starting quarterback going into the year they thought would be Dawson Simmons. He was hurt in Week 1. Amari Cooper has taken over as the starter. Brother Martin won the toss, and they are going to defer. So St. Aug is going to get the football to begin this game. Cooper's only come in, thrown for 1,700 yards plus and 22 touchdowns on the year, but Dawson Simmons was out there actually doing some things pregame. I don't think it's out of the question here as you head down the stretch that maybe Dawson Simmons ends up playing a little bit as well. At the running back position, you got a couple of 1,000-yard rushers out there. Tory Lambert had a huge game last week, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's rushed for 1,085 yards on the year. And for St. Aug, Clint Langford, 1,067 yards on the season. So you got to figure those two guys are going to be the names that we call quite a bunch this evening. Number 6 in white, number 5 in gray. As you see, St. Aug is wearing a little bit of a different look tonight. Home gray uniforms with the gold helmets and the gold pants. Brother Martin, red headgear and all white beyond that.
Oh, good-looking uniforms right there. I think
doubt.
It's going to be a little hard with the gold numbers on the gray, but I like the look.
I'm all right with that. I think you're better with that than what you were last week in reserve with black on gray. Yeah. So,
and I think my partner Kenny would say the same thing. Boy, we were struggling there. But, and that's we're all getting old, right? You just can't see things like you used to. So, but I do like the gray jerseys. What I really like with St. Aug, I love going back to the old gold or the yellow gold helmets from the early days. I think it really brings that nostalgia back with the tradition in the Catholic League.
The decal a little bit bigger maybe than what it used to be. It just about covers the whole side of the helmet. Of course, Brother Martin traditionally nothing on the helmet, not even a stripe, no decals at all on the red headgear.
There you go.
We're set for football. Leighton Liuza, who we didn't see 4 weeks ago, back from injury. He will kick this off, and it's a pooch kick. This side, ball hits the ground. It is loose, and it's going to go out of bounds. The Crusaders had a big shot at that one, Wade, but it's going to be St. Aug football, I believe, right there where it went out of bounds at the 28-yard line, or will they may move it up to the 35. Let's wait and see.
Well, a jersey in white had a shot. Didn't quite get the number. Hopefully we'll get the replay there from our excellent crew. But they had a shot on the pooch kick. You got to catch that if you're St. Aug. Let's take a look at it right here. See if we can get a number.
That far guy on the outside.
Right
I believe that might have been number 10, Wade, if that's Austin Tatum, I believe
might have been, yeah. But I tell you what, that's a great shot at it. Almost had a chance, right?
So 1st and 10 at the 28. And on first down, Cooper taking a shot downfield, and it is intercepted. On the first play of the game, Cooper throws an interception, and Gregory Jackson Jr., second interception of the year. The senior cornerback comes up with the big play to get this game started.
Trying to stretch the ball vertically immediately. Look at Gregory Jackson. He's in stride, in phase right there, right on top of the receiver when he had to be. When the ball was presenting itself, he comes down with a huge pick. He had a great game last week at Woodlawn against their outstanding receivers. Coach Bonice was telling me how well he played last week, and he has really stepped up his game recently in the past couple weeks for the Crusaders.
So now the Crusaders on offense, as we mentioned, Dezette is the quarterback. They'll come out with a sidecar and 4 wide receivers. That is Jordan West in motion, and they'll give it the other way. Actually, we'll go the other way to Tory Lambert, whose name you're going to hear a bunch tonight. He carried it 29 times a week ago. He gets about a yard on first down.
Here's your motion across. That's just to get eyes up and moving. They're trying to set something up later. There's Lambert on the stretch outside sweep there. Ooh, great job by that St. Aug defense, getting a lot of those great jerseys right there to the play.
Once again, motion, play action, and that is blown up in the backfield. This St. Aug defensive line may be the strength of this football team, and that was Kyron Borda from his nose guard position, 6'4", 298, a senior, 9th sack of the year. And just nothing for Dezette to do right there.
Well, almost like he wasn't blocked, right? And nobody got a hand on him. You're going to have to get a body on him, or you're going to have to come up how to scheme that guy somehow.
Yeah, Borda's actually lining up at tackle, and he's picked up this time on 3rd and 15. Dezette takes a shot towards Leonardo, and it is incomplete, and the Crusaders will go 3 and out.
Well, did you see the change on the next play, right? So they they turned everything back. Watch your protection with the guys in white. They turn it back, they chip down with the tight end, they pick them up with the back, and they get the quarterback out of the pocket. So immediately they change their protection to be able to throw the ball, because before, on the play prior, it was a no-hitter, right? It looked like Nolan Ryan.
Yep. Jacob Zimmer is the punter. St. Aug has 2 men deep, 1 short, 1 long, and that is not a very good kick, as that went out of bounds behind the St. Aug bench. Let's see where they mark this one, Wade. But the Purple Knights are going to end up with pretty good field position out of this. They're going to put it down at the 46-yard line, make it the 45-yard line, so just 15 yards on the punt.
Ugh, that hurts, right? You got to get more out of that. You just can't set things up across midfield for your opponent.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you got to look. You got a little bit of a wind blowing from the closed end to the open end. Whistles before this play can get underway. Baton Rouge-based officiating crew. I don't believe the ready for play had been given. Yeah, this is not going to be marked off as anything. So
I think that was it. They didn't have the mechanics squared away quite yet. No. They were ready to snap the ball, and they reset everything, get their mechanics right, and now I think we're ready to play.
All right, so from the Brother Martin 45. Quarterback's going to keep it. Flags will come in as Cooper gained about 3 on the play, but let's see what our first flag of the evening is all about. I believe it's going to be holding against the Purple Knights.
Yeah, it's going to be holding. Here's our call.
We'll see where they mark it from. Of course, as we've told you, plenty of times it is not a spot foul, although as it were, it's right from the line of scrimmage. So
yeah, I think they got Tyree Adams, the big LSU commit, the left tackle.
So now Purple Knights work behind the sticks. First down 20 at their own 45-yard line, just underway, less than 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Play action, pass caught, got the penalty yardage back and a little more. That was Hubert Calise, the tight end, 13th catch of the season. He'll get 13 on the play.
Everything's RPO right there, correct? So why does he throw the pass and not give the ball on the run-pass option? Because the linebacker removed himself up to the line of scrimmage and opened up the void area for the slant, so that was easy taken for the quarterback. Great read by Cooper.
3 receivers to the bottom of your screen on 2nd and 7. Bad snap. Cooper handles it, picks it up, now will throw, and it's incomplete in the direction of Courage Johnson, the senior wide receiver and the leading receiver on this team with 31 catches, who just a couple of days ago committed down to Tim Rebo at Nichols.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to join a great receiving core down there. And Courage Johnson will fit right in with his game, 5'11", 175-pound senior, as you said, and he can catch the football, and he can make people miss in a phone booth, right?
3rd down, pass is caught, and it's going to be short of the first down. That was Josh Jackson on the catch. Jackson, a junior, started his high school career at Brother Martin before transferring to St. Aug, and that's a gain of 4 on the play. Yeah. So on 4th and 3, this is no man's land right here, as we talk about, Wade. You got to go for this right here.
Right. I mean,
too far for a field goal, probably too close for a punt. Just 3 yards to go. On 4th and 3, pass is incomplete. Jackson was there to break it up along with Jeremy Turner, the linebacker, and the Crusaders get a stop on downs.
Jeremy Turner does a great job getting underneath the out route here. Watch him at the top of your screen. Get his read, get his drop. Now he sprints to the flat, right? So what he's trying to do is he's trying to get into the alley between the receiver and the quarterback to just kind of give a little distortion in there, to kind of make that ball be delayed a little bit, because the quarterback sees that white jersey flash, and what does he do? He holds on to it just for a second. And that's exactly what happened there. Great job, great defense, great coaching right there.
Tonight's coverage on Crescent City Sports is brought to you by the Lamarck Motor Company in Kenner. Lamarck Ford, the #1 Ford dealer in the Metro New Orleans market, must be a reason.
Must be a reason.
Yeah, thanks to Ronnie Lamarck and the entire team at the big store in Kenner. On first down, give it away. Lambert will get 3, maybe 4. And it keeps you on schedule. 2nd down and 6, something we haven't seen a lot of this evening, staying on schedule.
Well, if you're Brother Martin, you got to think about clock. You got to own the time of possession tonight, and you're going to have to run the ball. You got to get that going somehow and mix in some play action passes and RPOs with it.
Now it's a bit of a jumbo formation here with all of those tight ends and some H-backs in there. And Lambert behind the quarterback. That's Leonardo at quarterback that time, and Lambert will get about 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd down, call it 3 to go.
Well, they brought in some heavy guys right there in the backfield. Alejandro, he's a tight end. Normally they bring him in at his H-back.
Malik, you got a bunch of those guys in there getting in up tight. Now they'll make a quarterback change here on 3rd down and 3. Leonardo will check out. Dezette will come back in. Whistles, timeout, Brother Martin. Mark Bonice didn't like something about what was going on there and wants to talk about it. So it's been an interesting first 4 minutes here, Wade. We have not seen a first down yet. We've already seen 4 possessions.
And you say, whoa, it's only 10 yards you have to get, right? Isn't that easy?
Yeah. 3 1/3, 3 1/3, 3 1/3. That's the old old option game thinking of it. It's
exactly. Well,
that's a good play.
And and it all comes back to, what is your philosophy? We see St. Aug take that shot the very first play of the game. I get it. I understand. They're trying to right now let you know as a defense that we're going to attack you. We're going to attack you vertically. We're going to come back and attack you horizontally, and then we're going to run the football. Let the enemy know that we have these weapons and we can do these things. And, it's a philosophy. So, I like it, and it works, and it's worked all year for St. Aug.
3rd and 3. Lambert will try to get to the perimeter, and this St. Aug defense, especially up front, is mighty good. That's the Tulane commit, Jari Garner, the 6'4", 225-pound senior. He's got 58 tackles, 9 sacks on the year. That'll be a tackle for loss and a loss of 2. 4th and 5 coming up.
Well, I was down on the field walking around, and I was looking over, walking by the St. Aug defensive line as they were warming up, and this guy, Jari Garner, boy, did he jump out at me. He is a beautiful-looking athlete. He's going to have a great career with the Green Wave.
Much better kick this time from Zimmer. This will take a friendly Crusader roll, and it will go inside the 10, still rolling down to the 5-yard line. That changes field position a bit. 52 yards on the punt. That comes after the 15-yard first punt.
Oh, my goodness. Do you want to hear my first rant?
Oh, yeah, there you go. Catch the football.
Catch the football. Look at this.
Let's see what happens here. Does he have a chance at it? He pulled away from it.
Right.
I guess it's a situation where he doesn't think he's going to get there.
Well, you got a 10-yard rule, right? And in high school, you can use a 10-yard rule. They don't use it much in college anymore in the pros because of the powerful punters they have. But that's got to come up. You got to catch that ball because look where they're snapping this series from.
Yeah, now you're back at the 5-yard line. Give it away on first down and get our first time we get to call Clint Langford's name tonight, and he might have gotten about a half yard.
Here's St. Aug's version of the outside stretch right there that looks like sweep, but they're all taking zone steps. So they're actually, however you get the ball into the running back's hands, they're running outside zone stretch right there.
2nd down 9. Play action. Pass off the hands of the defender, and it was or the receiver, and it was nearly picked off. Marco Flores had to be having dreams of scoring that touchdown right there. That ball, watch how long this thing is in the air. Wait if it hits off the receiver.
Well, first of all, he should have caught the pass.
Right, and Flores is seeing that thing go right out of his outstretched arms. He could have walked in for a touchdown had he been able to reach it.
So it's like playing beach volleyball, right? Boink, the thing's up in the air. Marco Flores needed to catch that ball. He would have scored. My goodness gracious.
On 3rd and 9, Cooper, pass is tipped and intercepted. Jeremy Turner from his linebacker position on the tip drill comes away with it, and Brother Martin is in business, Wade, with their second takeaway of the night. Another look.
I just talked about Jeremy Turner opening his hips up and getting out underneath the number 1 receiver who's running the out or the hitch route out there. So the minute he gets into his drop, he's sprinting and he's turning to find the inside hip of the number 1 receiver. We saw that in the last series, a good job he did by getting into that lane. Right there, he gets into the lane and then he gets the tip and he gets the pick. Look, a lot of people think, oh, that's easy. No, that is coached.
Yeah. And that, by the way, it was not off the receiver. Gregory Jackson Jr. had the first interception, got his hand on it, and comes away. It knocked it up in the air, and Jeremy Turner was Jeremy on the spot, picked it off and got it down to the 9-yard line where it's 1st and goal. By the way, we still don't have a first down in this game. This is now the 6th possession of the night. On 1st down, give it away. Lambert up the gut, got about 3, and that's been Brother Martin's best play thus far tonight, is to run Lambert between the tackles.
Well, what that allows to happen is with that really excellent defensive line of St. Aug, you're getting 2 bodies on 1 on either gap plays or inside zone plays where then they can work and chip up to a linebacker. But what you're doing is getting 2 bodies on 1, and that way you can get some movement. Look for them running inside the tackles more tonight.
Pass is, or fact check that was a run. That was Lambert once again. Nice job by Dezette carrying out the fake on. We see a lot of those. It may not be RPO by design, but they're giving you the same impression by making you think that a pass is coming, and Lambert gets 3. It's 3rd down.
Hey, it's inside zone. It's Thanksgiving turkey, right? All the other stuff hanging out and around is the stuff Dezette's doing right there. Yeah. The turkey is the meat, and that was the inside zone.
Now everybody in tight here, and once again it's Lambert on 3rd and goal. Nice penetration off the edge that time. No gain on the play, and
I think that was Gabriel O'Duran, number 54 on that tackle right there. Ooh, they pinch their tackles right there. One comes free off the counter. They get the kick out, and nobody gets the wash down on the backside. Actually, it was 51.
51, Joaquin Washington from his
Joaquin
linebacker
Washington
spot.
from his linebacker spot. Correct, absolutely.
So on 4th and goal at the 3, field goal unit is on, and this is Leighton Liuza for what amounts to an extra point here, just from the left hash. Snap down, kick up, and good. And we've got points on the board with 4:35 remaining here in the first quarter.
You've got points on the board and no first downs.
And still no first downs in this game. This is
that's weird.
It really is. So with 4:35 left in the first quarter, your score: Brother Martin 3 and St. Augustine nothing. Not much of a drive to talk about there. Wade 4 plays 6 yards. Took a minute 47 off the clock, but set up by the second Brother Martin takeaway of the night. Well, and that's the difference in this game right now, are those 2 turnovers.
It's like hammering nails into a brick wall, right? That's what that defensive line of St. Aug is. That's how good those guys are. Their 2 linebackers are active also. This is a really good Purple Knight defense, right? So, the guys at Brother Martin know that. Their offensive staff know that. So they're going to have to pick and choose what they call, when they call it. They're going to have to make sure that they get the right bodies in the right place. Like I said, maybe get your 2-on-1s. And then you're going to have to be patient. And when you get a chance to take points, you take them. If it's 3 or 6, right, they take the 3.
That's it. Both defenses showing us something. Look, when these teams played 2 weeks ago, it was 14-13, right? So it's not, that's not a high-scoring game by any means. And obviously, both of these offenses are capable of putting up points, as we saw from St. Aug many times during the year. I mean, they averaged 28.4 points a game, scored 35 or more 5 times during the regular season. And we saw what Brother Martin did a week ago, scoring 45 against Woodlawn. Liuza kicks it off, and this will take one hop into the end zone for a touchback. St. Aug played everybody up, I think, to try to prevent that pooch possibility. And the Purple Knights will take over at their 20 with 4:35 remaining in the first quarter. Here comes possession number 7 on the night.
Isn't it a chess game? You know,
Yeah.
we're gonna kick it short, and then we're gonna kick it deep, and then we're gonna kick it short, and then we're gonna kick it wide. It's a great chess game, and you know that's the great thing about high school football. You got to play with what you have in your school, correct? You can't go out and recruit a kicker. You can't go out and recruit a punter. So you do things. You coach your kids to try to give yourself an advantage.
Play action, pass caught. We have a first down, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. As that was Hubert Caliste, the tight end, gain of 15. Another look at the RPO, I guess, there, Wade.
Yes, that is RPO. And the reason why he threw the pass again is you can see the Brother Martin outside linebacker walk up to the line of scrimmage with the voided area. They're going to throw to the voided area.
And that was Dawson Simmons on first down there, and we've got an injured St. Aug player back at the 33-yard line. So we mentioned Simmons was out there warming up and looked pretty good. He's in there, picked up the fumble, and got it back to the line of scrimmage, or maybe lost one on the play.
I think he was trying to run his zone read. He kind of got tangled up with Clint Langford. Goes to disconnect the ball goes on the ground. I think we're looking at Gavin McCoy there, 6'2", 285-pound sophomore, right guard is down.
We'll wait and see as they work on the injured player. When we resume, it's going to be second down and 11. And Wade, what kind of, I mean, we know we always talk about teams making adjustments at halftime. What kind of adjustments do you think teams are making on the fly here in the course of this first quarter? Heck, we've already seen 7 possessions in less than 8 minutes. So.
Well, the first adjustment you saw by Brother Martin in their pass protection, they immediately, when they got sacked on, I think it was the second play from scrimmage, hold on, we can't block these guys in a man type of protection, right? So let's turn them. Let's wall them away. Let's move the pocket. Let's get them out on the edge. Let's chip their best linemen with 2 or 3 people, and let's get out on the edge so now we can throw the football. So there's one adjustment right there. The second adjustment you're going to see, and I think you're going to see it here real soon, is they're going to stop walking that outside linebacker up to the line of scrimmage and creating that void area between the linebackers and the zone coverage that they're playing behind it and letting St. Aug hit these RPO slants, right? So I think those are 2 things you're going to see from Brother Martin. I think from St. Aug, immediately what they're doing over there on their sidelines is coming up with a way to make sure that they can hammer against Brother Martin's run offense somehow. Try to do something against that inside zone, either try to start moving our defensive linemen around, little slants, little pinches, things of that nature.
So second down 11, ball at the 34-yard line. It's Cooper again at quarterback, and the run up the gut is stuffed by a slew of white jerseys at the 35-yard line, so it's just a gain of 1 for Clint Langford.
I think Dakota Burns was the first guy there at the point of attack to make a nice stick. He comes in with 7 tackles for loss on the season. He's had a nice campaign this year, 62 tackles. Bang, right there, nice job. He gets off the block, and Langford bends right back into him and to say hello.
6.5 sacks for Burns, second on the club on 3rd and long. Pass is caught, first down, and room to run. Out past the 40, still on his feet. 35, dancing around and still on his feet. Finally going down at the 34-yard line is Courage Johnson, a gain of 32 on the catch and run.
I think I said something about Courage Johnson can't be caught in a phone booth. For you folks out there that don't remember a phone booth, right, it's a pretty small closet. So there's a good example of what is going to be heading down the bayou to Colonel Land.
Yeah, watch all the little moves here. I mean, he didn't get much out of it, but yeah, he won't go down. He's still on his feet. And then finally from behind, give Brendan LeBlanc, the East Tennessee State commit, some credit, chasing down the play from behind.
Oh, he's pretty athletic.
And holding against St. Aug here.
Well, they're going to bring that back, and it's going to set up first and an Uber ride here, right? So look how long this is going to be.
First and 20.
Whew. But you know what? They can throw the ball vertical enough. That doesn't affect these guys, right?
Now you see 3 receivers to the bottom. On first and 20, Langford, with his best run of the night, will get about 3 yards.
He's picking his way through there in between the tackles. Comes up with a nice little run of 3 yards.
So second down and 17 as we come up on the 2.5-minute mark here of the first quarter. Line to make all the way up at the 25-yard line for the Purple Knights. Cooper steps up, throws, pass caught. And that is once again Johnson with his 3rd catch of the night at the 30-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5.
I want everybody to watch the left tackle from St. Aug right here. Watch him just maul the defensive end from Brother Martin. Tyree Adams, LSU commit, 6'6", 285 senior. Going up there to a pretty good offensive line already.
No doubt. On 3rd and 5. Nice play off the edge by Kai Brown for a gain of 1 for Langford. And it's going to be 4th down and 4. You know, when we saw Brother Martin 4 weeks ago, Wade, they were using Brown Summit running back. And look at that kind of burst that we saw at running back. You saw it off the edge that time.
Well, he got mauled to play before, right? And there he comes back and does a nice swim move on Tyree Adams to get around on the inside zone, and Kai Brown comes down and bangs that up.
So here we go. Big play in this game early, Wade, as we tick down towards the 1-minute mark. It's going to be 4th down and 3. The ball at the 28-yard line. Got to get right to the stripe of the 25 to get a first down. Man in motion to the top. Cooper looking. There comes a flag in. You see a hold from the right side. Cooper's going to run. And let's see the spot, because this will determine everything. If he's got the first down, then they're going to take the penalty and push him way back. If he doesn't have the first down, then they'll take the play. So it happened here on the near sideline with a lot of white bodies, white clad bodies right there. We can't see exactly where they're spotting the football. That will determine whether Brother Martin takes the penalty or not.
Usually you have folks pointing, right?
There was no doubt. If you see, we'll get a look at the replay in a minute. You'll see it come from the right edge there. The hold is Cooper took off to run to the left side. They're going to measure this, I believe. I see him calling in the chains, and that's going to determine whether Brother Martin accepts this penalty. Right. If it's a first down, then they'll take the penalty and make it 4th and whatever it ends up being. If they're short, then obviously it's Brother Martin football. So you got to get the St. Aug players out of the way of the chains, and they will do just that. They'll wave them past the 35-yard line here. And they will bring across the sticks. They got to come all the way to the far side of the field. So this is going to take a second. Wait, if we want to order a sandwich or something like that.
Yeah. Wow. I need some, of that popcorn from Lamarck's.
Yeah, I know. Well, I've heard people say it's 2022 and we're still determining first downs this way with change. We don't have lasers or anything else that can, putting something in the football to know exactly where it is.
I have trouble working my cell phone.
Okay.
I want chains. All right. This is the way the game was meant to be played, right? I'm one of those guys. I'm an old school. I'm a traditionalist.
Brother Martin indicating that they're short, but they're going to wave. The officials taking a hard look at it here.
You can't even see me.
We can't see anybody down there. There's a pile of humanity somewhere in between those chains. You see the Brother Martin players to the top of your screen saying, "Wait, this is short." Holy cow. Get on a magnifying glass. Was it Gene Steratore that tried to stick a sheet of paper in there? They are going to say short, Brother Martin first down.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. There you go. So you're going to decline the penalty, and you're going to take the ball. 1st and 10 right there.
So officially, it's a gain of 2. And they will put the football down past the 25. It'll be officially at the 26-yard line with 53 seconds to play. Now, we actually had a couple of first downs on that series, Wade, so that's, that's encouraging.
That's a new thing tonight here, right? First downs. So
Brother Martin in the first quarter has 8 yards of offense.
And a 3-score lead. 3-point lead.
3-point lead. There you go.
Right.
But it's all about field position, right? Got that turnover in the red zone. On first down, does that taking a shot? Got a man open, Leonardo. Still on his feet, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, stiff arms, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Brother Martin. 74 yards on the catch and run. They don't have 8 yards anymore, Wade.
No, we don't. And they don't have 8 yards anymore, and they, oh, my goodness. Look, what a shot right there. You get a good look at the play-action pass. Leonardo sneaks behind everybody. The safeties bite on the run. They've been taught all week, hey, you got to come up and support the run. You got to come up and support the run. You got to come up and support the run. So they go flying up there to stop the run. Leonardo slips right by on the post route. The ball's delivered out in front to allow him to run to the ball, not wait on the ball. The result is 6 points.
Kick on the way is good. And your new score with 42 seconds left in the first quarter. Brother Martin 10, St. Augustine nothing.
I like the idea.
Wow.
I like the idea of taking a shot right off the change of possession, right? Right then and there, you take that shot, kind of lulled to sleep on the run game, St. Aug is, and bang, you hit them deep. Started with the protection. Everything was nice off the protection. It was play action. Wasn't RPO. It was all play action. Offensive linemen kept their jersey pad down because that's part of play action. If that number pops up, those safeties can read that, correct? Mm-hmm. So those jersey numbers are down off the play action. They come running up like it's zone play. Woo! Leonardo slips right past them, and the ball's laid out there again nicely.
Now, this was interesting to me, Wade. Leonardo scored 2 touchdowns last week, one by air, one on the ground against Woodlawn. He's just scored 1 there. He did not score a touchdown in a regular season. Now, of course, a lot of that was at quarterback, and he threw some at quarterback. He threw 3, started the first 8 games at quarterback.
Well, he's going to do what he has to do to give his team a chance to win a football game, right? So he's one of these guys that says, Coach, put me where you want to put me.
All right, here's another pooch kick. This is handled this time, and a fair catch is called for by Frederick Lewis, who is back to field it at the 27-yard line as they look to find that gap in the defense there. So with 42 seconds left in the first quarter, St. Aug takes over at its 27-yard line.
Well, there you go. There's another adjustment you were talking about on the sidelines. When he went over after the first pooch right there, He got schooled real quick. Get your hand up and catch the football. Just like we practice each week, right? That's an adjustment. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's hard.
Quarterback is brought down in the backfield. I don't know if that was play action or that was an RPO situation. Brought down, that was Ryland Johnson, who leads this team with 128 tackles on the year. If you want to call it a sack, that's his second sack of the season as well.
Yeah, it was play action. Ryland Johnson does a nice job seeing it and just chases him down and makes a nice tackle. He comes in with 9 tackles for loss. Add another one to that stat. And a sack. 1 sack, now 2.
Looking to take a shot on second down and nowhere to go and brought down once again. This is Nathan Malik, the sophomore, with a big game last week. And gets the sack on second down, and now it's 3rd and a bundle coming up for St. Aug as we reach the end of the first quarter.
Well, he just beat the center, right? A nice rip move. He got underneath the center's shoulder pads with leverage, works completely up the field, finds the quarterback, slides over and makes the tackle.
We got 12 minutes in the books, Wade. Brother Martin has come out and delivered some blows here early. After one, it's the Crusaders 10 and the Purple Knights nothing. You're watching high school football from Crescent City Sports. Second quarter set to begin from Ted Gormley Stadium in New Orleans. Brother Martin has one first down, Wade. They've got 10 points on the scoreboard.
Go figure, right?
Yeah, go figure. Go figure. Let's update you on, by the way, what's going on in some of the other games in the Division I Select bracket. We'll do that after this third down and 22 play. Looking to run again. Finally letting one fly, and the pass is going to be intercepted. Third interception of the night, and it's the second for Gregory Jackson, who will take it out to the 32-yard line of St. Aug, and the Crusaders are in business once again.
Look, there comes a point in time, right? If you walk into the poison ivy in your yard and you get poison ivy, you don't go back and walk into it, correct? You just don't do that. You don't throw the ball just out there when you know things aren't out there for you to be able to deliver it to.
Right, just trying to make a play right here and avoid a sack like he's had the last. He's got three guys coming down on him. Certainly couldn't step into it. There's not a gray shirt hardly in sight there.
No, he's throwing a hope and a prayer there, and only bad things are going to happen, right?
Yep. Josh Jackson was the intended receiver, is about 10 yards behind where it was brought in by Gregory Jackson. Leonardo operating a quarterback here on first down, and that is going to be brought down in the backfield right there. Lambert is hit for a loss of one.
Oh, Brennan LeBlanc. Watch him at the top of your screen here.
Kyron Borda, 99 in gray.
Yeah,
big time play.
Right, big time play. Comes off the edge right there. Wow. Is he quick?
Borda is the number 21 ranked player in Louisiana, but does he have some offers? We'll talk about that in a minute as Lambert on second down will get it out to about the 30-yard line, give him 4 in the play, and it's going to be third and long here for the Crusaders.
Yeah, Jarick Arnold comes off the block there and chases down Lambert. He does a nice job. I mean, these defensive linemen from Aug are impressive, right? So we just keep calling their numbers and their names, and they're all over the place.
They're doing a great job on the running game. Lambert, 9 carries for 15 yards thus far. Getting back to Borda, 13 Division I offers, including Georgia, Florida, Florida State, Ole Miss, and Texas. He's got some pretty good choices out there. A little pass in the flat to Lambert. Makes one man miss right out near the sticks. He's got the first down.
That's a nice way of getting him out in space, right? Let's just swing him out of the backfield and dump him the ball. It's kind of like a toss sweep right there. Get it out there fast. Get it into your guy's hands and let him do something with it. Yeah. Lambert does. That's a nice catch. Nice pickup for first down.
Yeah, Lambert, 8th catch on the season. We've got an injured St. Aug player back at the 29-yard line. That's going to halt things for a moment. It gives us a chance to tell you that tonight's coverage on Crescent City Sports is brought to you by Ochsner Andrews Sports Medicine Institute. Get the same sports medicine care the pros receive with minimally invasive treatments and quicker recovery times. Visit ochsner.org/sportsmed to learn more or schedule an appointment near you.
Well, I think that's Jamira Keppard.
Yeah, St. Aug, by the way, is an Ochsner school.
There you go.
See the big Ochsner tent on the far sideline as we view it, the home sideline.
You know, I say this every week, how important that is for high school football teams to know that on Saturday mornings or the night after the game, depending on when you play, you've got some place you can get your kids to, the trainers can get their kids to immediately to get evaluated.
So while we look at the injury, let's update you on some of the other Division I select scores right now. First quarter, up at Memorial in Baton Rouge, Catholic leads Rummel 7-0. Catholic is the 2 seed, as you saw in the bracket. First quarter, Carly Scotlandville 7-0. They are on a collision course to potentially play next Friday night. What a blockbuster matchup that would be. Second quarter, Byrd leads Alexandria 14-0. That game going on in Shreveport. Second quarter, John Curtis leads Jesuit. That is over Joe Yenny tonight, 14-0. First quarter, Northwood of Shreveport leading St. Paul's 7-0. Of course, the winner of this game plays the winner of that game. Second quarter, no score between Acadiana and Karen Crow. And second quarter, just down the road from us at Pan American, Warren Easton, who is the number 1 seed in the Division I Select bracket, leads Captain Shreve 14-0.
And some great games going on around the state tonight, all over the place. And, you know, Crescent City Sports has all your scores, folks.
No doubt. Our All-State Sugar Bowl scoreboard. Go check it out at crescentcitysports.com. Well, great start for Hank Tierney and Shaw tonight. Second quarter, they lead Livingston Collegiate 35-0. They were the 7th seed in the Division II bracket.
All right, we saw Shaw way back against St. Charles, I think, week 2 in the season, and you know, we were kind of scratching our head.
Yeah, it was week 1, actually, his first game,
right,
and no, they have certainly, gotten some things figured out. No question about it. Just lost 2 games the entire season. Leonardo's going to keep it on first down and is going to be brought down. I think the ball came out at the end of the play, Wade. Let's see if they're going to call it a fumble or is he down by contact. I think they may be saying down by contact. Hold on, I've not seen a beanbag, not seen a signal. The St. Aug defense is going off the field.
Well,
the Brother Martin offense isn't leaving the field, I don't believe. So let's see. It is second down. They said he was down by contact.
Well,
we'll get another look here.
Watch linebacker Clint Hill get in here and make a nice play. Comes off his edge, and he's going to start stripping the ball when all of his teammates get there just to get something out. My goodness, they had to be blowing the whistle, calling it dead, because he took it out of his hands as he was still up.
They may have stopped forward progress. That may have been the situation there.
And we couldn't hear the whistle from up here, so that had to be what had happened.
And timeout is called by St. Augustine. Now, the one thing you can't get here, unlike in the college and pro game, is a review, at least until you get to the Superdome and the state championships. There is replay in play at the state championships, but not until then.
Look, I'm a huge fan of replay, right? I'm a huge fan. I just would rather, and I know it would be a tough thing to do. If you're going to play with replay in the state finals, I'd like to see replay in the playoffs.
No, it's just, with all of these facilities and trying to do it,
I know.
I mean, we've got,
and financially also.
No doubt about it. The amount of cameras that you're talking about to do this thing.
It's just.
Yeah. Now, could you do it in the semifinals and choose to play your semifinals at neutral sites around the state?
That's a possibility.
Absolutely.
Right.
But in these early rounds, you're right.
I just like to see our players and coaches, especially our coaches, being able to compete with that part of the technology. It brings the game to another level. And it also helps your officiating crews, right?
No doubt.
And you just hate to see something happen on a call that could have possibly been seen in a replay that could have been changed.
But again, if the whistle blew, there's nothing you can do about it right there.
No.
That wouldn't even be, if that was a situation where they call for progress stop, that's not reviewable in college and pro.
That is correct.
Lambert trying to get to the edge on second down. He does. He's tiptoeing down the sidelines. Let's see where they've got him stepping out. It looks like at about the 12-yard line, so it's going to be third down and short. Best run of the night for Torrey Lambert.
Yeah, he gets out there in the edge. Nobody sets the edge for the Purple Knights, right? So look at Lambert here, running the sweep. Nice little bounce right there. Where's the corner? He's not there. Corner's got to be coming up there to set that. He was ran off in man coverage.
Exactly.
Ran off in the man coverage right there. So that's one of the bad things about man coverage against the run. They're running, and you don't even know they're running. You got to get out of your coverage and come up and try to make a play or set an edge.
So 2 receivers to the top of the screen. Leonardo gives it away to Lambert, pushes forward. He's got the first down. Now the question becomes, what is the spot? Is it goal to go, or is it short of the 10-yard line?
Well, but it's a first down.
It is a first down move to change. It's just a question now of, can you make a first down, or were we laying down those sticks on the far sideline and it's goal to go?
All right, and I'm going to say one more thing about
it is touching the 10.
I'm going to say one more thing real quick about the instant replay. All right, I think our officials do a great job, but when you bring that instant replay in, it really allows them to kind of get rid of some pressure and just really concentrate on what they're doing, because they know that they've got that camera to help them out if they need to.
No doubt. Lambert on first down. Room to run, cuts it back inside, past the 5 to about the 3.
Nice cut. Did you see the cut right there on the outside stretch? Everything was built. He runs it right up to the edge, and then he makes that nice cut inside. You run into the mountain, make a north-south cut. Take a look on the replay. Great job right here. Look at the block by the tight end, number 44 right there. We called his name once tonight, and that is...
We got whistles before this play can get underway. Brother Martin tried to go quickly, and we've got offsides against St. Aug.
Oh, my goodness. That was Alejandro on that block, number 44, the tight end.
Yeah, Ferreira, the 13 catches on the year. Pretty good receiver, but also a pretty good blocker on the edge.
Yep. Great job, Alejandro Ferreira.
So 2nd and goal, put it inside the 2 at about the 1.5-yard line. So 2 yards on the penalty officially. I think they just caught him going quickly there, and they weren't lined up yet. Man in motion, give it to Lambert, and he walks into the end zone, touchdown. So that was the Tory Lambert series right there. Some big plays to get it done, and Brother Martin leads this game 16-0.
Great blocking on the G block right there. You get the play side guard at the point of attack to pull. Brett Guillory pulls out from his left guard position after the down blocks, and they get the kick out on the outside linebacker from St. Aug. He does a nice job at the point of attack to allow Lambert to walk into the end zone. Good offensive line play tonight by Brother Martin.
Liuza for the point after. It is good, and your new score with 8:59 to play here in the second quarter. It's Brother Martin 17 and St. Augustine nothing. That drive weighed 8 plays, 33 yards, took 2 minutes and 48 seconds off the clock. Actually, the most sustained possession we've seen Brother Martin put together. They had the short field to kick the field goal. They had the big play, a one-play drive after the 4th down stop, and then after the interception there, they take advantage of it, but they put a couple of first downs together and got the ground game going with Lambert, who had before this drive started had 7 carries for 12 yards. He picked up 25 on the ground and also had a reception for 9 yards. So basically, he accounted for just about everything on that drive.
Well, not only did Tory Lambert do a great job, but the takeaway was the key, right?
No doubt.
The takeaway is the key, and they get points off the takeaway. When you're in playoffs and you're scoring off of takeaways, you're hard to be beat.
No, it's +3 right now in the turnover margin, and Brother Martin has capitalized by scoring 10 points off of those 3 turnovers. They got another 7 on a 4th down stop. Liuza will pooch it far side. They're going to call for a fair catch here. And that is once again Lewis calling for the fair catch, backing up from his up back position to take it in at right about the 28-yard line. So similar to where St. Aug started its last possession, they will start there.
Yeah, great job by Lewis. Coached well, get that hand up, gets that football. Proud of that young man.
Yeah, it's a lot of times you've got young men that don't realize, wait, right, I could call for a fair catch on a kickoff.
Absolutely. That's why you get coached up, and we got 2 of the best coaching staffs in the city right here coaching those kids up.
So at the 28, moving away on first down. It's Langford on the carry. Might have gotten about a yard. Brother Martin has done a nice job of containing Langford thus far.
Well, they're getting a lot of jerseys to the ball. Pursuit's good by the guys in the white jerseys getting to that football.
And look, the St. Aug defense has done a great job as well. Yeah, they gave up the one big play, but they've really done otherwise. Brother Martin's averaging probably less than 2 yards a snap outside of that one play. That's going to get stopped in the backfield this time. As once again, it was Langford on the carry, loss of a yard, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, at the bottom of that pile, I think that was Brendan LeBlanc. Ooh, nice penetration right there. Gets off the block from Tyree Adams, sheds the block, and makes a nice play right there at the point of attack.
That's 2 guys going on to play on Saturdays. Adams, the LSU commit. LeBlanc's headed to East Tennessee State. Called Tory Lambert's name a bunch. He's a Texas State commit. play in the Sun Belt Conference. On third down, pass, intercepted yet again. That is Troy Santamarina, I believe, number 3 on the interception. Santamarina has the 4th Brother Martin interception of the night, and the Crusaders are once again in business.
Great protection. Amari Cooper steps up, delivers the ball, but just a little behind with the pass. Santamarina steps right in front. He comes in with 2 interceptions on the season. Add 1 more, 3.
Yep. Now, look, he was a wide receiver up until this year. They moved him over to defense. Had a lot of losses on defense and felt like, Mark Bonis is one of those guys that feels like you got to get a lot of really good athletic players on the defensive side of the football, and felt like could do more that way. Now watch the bottom of the screen. You got 2 receivers down there stacked to the bottom, outside the numbers, in fact. And the pass is knocked down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. Dezette was trying to go down the seam that time to Ferreira.
Well, Ferreira was open, right?
And we've got an injured Crusader back at the 36-yard line who is in some pretty significant pain, it appears. He is hurting down there. Won't speculate on what's going on, but
looks like one of the offensive linemen. Well, Ferreira was open on the play previous, and because St. Aug moved their safety out there to get out to that wide twins formation, nothing in the center of the field. Ball gets batted down at the line of scrimmage. Had that been completed, Ferreira would have been in the end zone. Y pop, Y vert, whatever you want to call it. That was the play. Just didn't get the chance to execute it.
Wait for the injury. Remind you, keep up with all the scores. Check them all out on our All-State Sugar Bowl scoreboard at CrescentCitySports.com. There's times in the past they've about shut that thing down at 9 o'clock on a Friday night during the playoffs. I can tell you that. The number of people that will come over and check out all the scores.
Trying to get a number for you off this young man.
Like one of the offensive linemen, perhaps. Is that it's like 74? It's Jackson Ducree, the 6'2", 271-pound junior. One thing that Mark Bonis believes in, and he's offensive line coach by trade, right, Wade? Is right. He likes to rotate a number of guys there. He's got maybe one position fixed, and otherwise he's going to rotate people through different spots, not just players, but different positions as well, based on different looks, different formations, different plays they may be running. Not unlike we've seen Brian Kelly do at LSU this year, where he cross-trains his guys to be able to get ready to play in different spots.
Well, what helps with that is the inside and outside zone running game, right? The steps are the same. The guy that's kind of hard to cross-train is your center.
And that's the one spot that he really feels like he's got to anchor down.
Correct.
West comes in motion, the bottom of your screen. Leonardo is going to run it all the way. Tries to stiff arm. Really not much running room there. That is well strung out by this St. Aug defense. Give number 91 credit there as well. That was for the Purple Knights. That's LaDavian Walls, the defensive lineman. But bringing him down, Christian Pritchett, 22 tackles on the year. He's got one of those guys that just makes plays. He's around the ball. 2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries. Got a touchdown this year on defense as well.
Oh, they got a lot of guys on that defense that get around the ball. Boy, they can run.
So 3rd and long here, 11 to go. Dezette up top. Oh, he had Ferreira down the seam. You talked about that opportunity maybe to go to the tight end. They tried to go there, and he just overshot him a little bit.
Well, they changed the formation, and they changed how they were going to deliver the ball. They did it off of play action, right? Play action because you don't have linemen run blocking there, kind of showing their chest up, little play action in the backfield. Ferreira's running down the seam. Just overthrew him. Oh, my goodness. They're going to want that one back because that would have been 6.
All right, some personnel in and out here on 4th down and 11. At the 33, line to make is the 22, and now Mark Bonis is going to call timeout and talk about it a little more. This is that no man's land position, Wade. You've got too far for a field goal. You're maybe a little bit too close in to be punting right here, but let's see what he decides on 4th down and 11. And even if you give it up on downs, you're not giving St. Aug tremendous field position. It's the 33-yard line. Your pooch kicks have put him at the 28. So it's let's see what the Crusaders dial up here on a 4th down and 11 after this timeout.
Well, they're going to obviously have to do something that's going to get the sticks. Again, you want to think players. Who can you get the ball in the hands of? Those 4th and longs are tough to live by.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you look, those 4th and 11 plays out there. Trips to the top of your screen right now. Here comes Leonardo in motion. They'll stack the 2 widest receivers and play action. Dezette's going to step up. He's got nowhere to go. Ball came out at the end of the play. St. Aug recovers, and they're going to call this a fumble and a recovery, although it would have gone over on downs anyway. In fact, if he had just gone down, they would have gotten a couple of more yards out of it.
Look at the top of the screen. You got 3 receivers, trip receivers. 2 of them are stacked right there. Linebackers do not carry the vertical, right? So now all of a sudden they end up with 2 on 1 in a 3-deep coverage.
Right, and that was Shane Peyton Hodges, the defensive tackle, his 18th sack of the year, who brought down Dezette and also give him another forced fumble. That's his 5th on the season. On 1st down, some nice room to run that time as we see a new running back in the game. That's Moses Gray, the junior.
He comes in with 21 carries, 126 yards on the season. 6 foot, 205 junior.
A little bit of tempo here, too, as Gray will try to get it to the outside. It's strung out, but he still turns the corner and will get maybe 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Big, strong guy. Just ran over Jeremy Turner. Turner comes up from his outside linebacker position and just bounces off of him like a fly hitting your windshield, right?
St. Aug has had 5 different backs with double-digit carries on the season. They're going to put it back at the 36, so call it a gain of 1. It's going to be 3rd down, or 41, I should say. 3rd down at 4. Line to make is right at the 45-yard line. And that's back in the game is Langford, and he doesn't get there. Well defended by the Crusaders, and Rylan Johnson, that tackling machine, steps up and brings him down after a gain of 1. It's 4th and 3, and it's decision time for Nick Foster and his staff, and it looks like the offense is staying on.
Yeah, Rylan Johnson, wow, steps right up. Nobody gets up to the 2nd level for the offensive line of St. Aug. Rylan Johnson's got a clear, nice spot where he can step up and lay a lick on somebody.
4th and 3. Pass. Caught. And 1st down and then some. It's once again the tight end, Caliste, who will get out past the 50 to about the 47-yard line of Brother Martin. Well, nicely designed play right there, Wade.
Yeah, boot. Bringing the tight end across the formation out into the flat. Nice catch. Put the ball away, young man. Tighten that thing up right there. Gets the 1st down. Very well executed by the Purple Knights.
3rd catch of the night for 39 yards for Hubert Caliste, who came in with 12 catches, 2 touchdowns on the year. Got a little pedigree there. Whistles. Brother Martin may have moved into the neutral zone, and that's going to, of course, kill it. And it will be 1st down and 5.
Yeah, you're talking about Caliste. He's a big guy now, 6'4", 220. He's a huge target.
Just a junior.
Right.
So 1st down and 5 at the 42. Put it on the ground this time. Once again, it is Langford, and that's his best run of the night. 1st down. Gain of about 9.
Now, look, he's got some jets, right? He can turn on a little speed. He gets out there on the edge. Everything's bottled up inside by white jerseys. He changes direction by putting a foot in the ground and bounces it outside, runs right past a couple of more white jerseys, and gets down the boundary.
Flag. And once again, Crusaders move into the neutral zone that time. Looked like Brendan LeBlanc was lined up right across from Tyree Adams. I'd be trying to get a quick step on that guy.
Yeah, you're right, but you can't.
You can't do it, though.
You can't do it, right? It's self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah.
You're just giving them hidden yardage by just moving the ball down the field, right?
So for the second consecutive series of downs, St. Aug gets to play a 1st and 5.
Yeah, my goodness, you love to look 1st and 5.
Yep. It's a lot better than 1st and 20, which we've seen him have to face a couple of times. Go back to Gray in the backfield, who might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage there, maybe a yard.
Yeah, a lot better defense there by the Crusaders. Jeremy Turner comes up, sets the edge nicely from his outside linebacker position, and brings down the running back, right? So if you don't set the edge, it's hard to play defense.
2nd and 5. Whistles before this gets underway, and this may have been a false start based on where the flag came from. Wait for the official signal. We're going to talk about it here. See, one of the St. Aug offensive linemen was hobbling away from that play there.
It was Tyree Adams.
Oh, good.
I know how he feels. I think somebody stepped on his big toe, and it is a big toe. Look at the size of that foot. That's a big shoe, huh? That's a big man.
It is a false start, so that's going to put the Purple Knights back where they started this series of downs at the 33, 2nd down and 10.
2nd down and 10.
So it all turns into a net 0 now. Play action. Pass is broken up. What a nice play out there as the receiver had a step, but nice job of closing by Bryce Pixley, the cornerback who's got his 9th pass breakup of the year, and he probably took away 6 right there, Wade.
Oh, he bit on the double move. Hitch and go. Devin Smith was open off of the hitch and go, and all of a sudden Pixley says, uh-oh. He has a turn on his jets, and he got his hands in between the receiver's hands to rake that ball away at the last second. I thought it would have been 6 for St. Aug.
Well, certainly 4-down territory at the Brother Martin 33-yard line. On 3rd and 10. Whistles before this can get underway, and another delay of game against St. Aug. So move it behind the sticks now, 3rd down and 15. Makes things a little bit tougher.
You see, those are the things that just playing one time in 20-some-odd days kind of makes you stale, right? Those are the things that,
get out of sync as opposed to playing every week.
Correct.
And I know, look, you played in an odd team district.
Yes.
And it's hard to, and one of the other challenges that St. Aug had to, they got invited to play in a game at Nike headquarters in Oregon. It was a game in week 1. It had to count as their jamboree. It couldn't count against their schedule. So they, in reality, did play 10 games, but only 9 counted. That pass is caught, and nice move by the receiver, Josh Jackson, to get the 1st down. He's going to get 21 on the catch and run.
Well, they can strike quick, right? You can be behind the chains, and these guys, they're not worried about that. They know they can throw the sticks and they can get them because of their set of skill set receivers that they have out there and a quarterback. Great job by the offensive line right there with the pass protection.
So now 69 yards receiving for Jackson, as out on the perimeter at a time, Langford will get about 5 yards. 2nd and 5.
That's kind of the place where you're going to want to attack Brother Martin is out there on that perimeter, right? Get that ball out there on the perimeter. Get your speed going out there in space and really force those defensive backs to come up, set edges, and make those linebackers have to run out there to tackle you.
Play action. Pass is in and out of the hands of Karaj Johnson.
Kraz had his hands on it. It was a great route. Ball was delivered well. They're going to sprint out here to the left. Turn protection. When I say turn protection, they're going to gap everything back from the direction where the ball's going. The ball's delivered well. Cross Johnson has to catch that thing, right?
So 3rd down and 5. They'll give it away, trying to get to the edge, and getting to the edge, but looks like he came up just short of the 1st down is Clint Langford. Let's see where they spot it. It looks like they're going to put it down at the 8. And if that's the case, it's going to be 4th down and 1.
Yeah, he's going to be a yard short. He gets out there, and he gets knocked out of bounds right over there at about the 8. Looks like they've made their decision.
Oh, yeah, you got to go for this right here, I would think. You're down 3 scores.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly a field goal makes it a 2-score game, but 4 minutes left and a half. You got to believe you can get the 1 right here, and it's blown up in the backfield. Great penetration by the Brother Martin defense. The first to get through was Brendan LeBlanc, and then finishing it off, I believe that was Dakota Burns, Wade.
I think they pinched Brendan LeBlanc. Watch him come down through the B gap right there. Bang! Nobody touches him. There's no gray jersey that gets a hands on him.
That was 5, not 95. That's Blake Ranlett with the big 4th down stop. But LeBlanc needs to get an assist on that somehow.
Absolutely. He beats Jermaine Baptiste, the left guard, right across his face into the B gap, and he's in the backfield before you know it, and he blows the thing up, and then it's finished up by the rest of the Crusaders. Wow. Big stand right there.
No doubt on 4th down to keep this a 17-0 game. What a big-time play right there. And Brother Martin holds on to this 3-score lead. And, you know, it's been 4 interceptions and a couple of 4th down stops. It's been the Brother Martin defense stepping up in a big way all throughout this first half. Away on 1st down. Lambert nearly got taken down in the backfield. There was some great penetration there, but he kind of wormed his way forward to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Before we forget, Wade, I want to send out congratulations. Of course, you're looking at a new quarterback tonight in Dezette. Of course, for 4 years we called Garrett Mamahat's name at quarterback. He became an uncle today, so congratulations to his sister and to his parents, Kevin and Gina, who become grandparents for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Earlier today, and everything is good. You know, Garrett jokingly had one request for his older sister: try to get this taken care of in time to be able to get to Tad Gorman to be able to watch this. Of course, Garrett is now playing at Tulane. And big win for the Green Wave last night as Brother Martin will call a timeout with 3:10 to play here in the first half. Tulane now 9-2 on the season after that win last night over SMU. And
pretty impressive.
Yeah, and a showdown basically for a spot in the conference championship next Friday coming up at Cincinnati. Some other things can play out differently perhaps, but that's still some other games to be played tomorrow. And, of course, as we get into how things play out next week. But that is basically what next Friday up in the Queen City is looking like up there.
Well, let's look at where Tulane was last year, right, and what has happened this year. Great job by Willie Fritz and his staff. And look, this you love to see Tulane be able to do this, and they've done a great job. They've made a few changes in a couple of places. They did a great job recruiting. Things to be clicking. And look, that was a good SMU team who just a couple of weeks ago, 70 points?
Yeah, and a lot of
Houston?
77. A lot of what you're seeing tonight, they forced turnovers. Brother Martin's got 4 turnovers in the first half here, or takeaways in the first half here tonight. Tulane 5 takeaways last night.
Right, defensively stepped up.
On 2nd down, give it away. Lambert trying to get the edge and waiting there. That is the cornerback to make the play. That is the linebacker, Christian Pritchett, who was out on the edge that time, waiting for Lambert, and it's no gain on the play.
Now, Christian Pritchard's sitting right there. The ball bounces right there to him, so everything's plugged up inside. Good defense makes things bounce right. Christian Pritchard had the ball bounce right to him, and then he makes a sure tackle. 6'3", 188-pound junior comes in with 22 tackles on the season, add another to his stats. Yeah, one last thing about Tulane. It's great to see this, and it kind of all is going to come to fruition up in Cincinnati next week, right? And
yep. Chance to
get another shot at UCF, right?
Yeah, exactly. But unless
they got to take care of business,
unless UCF loses a game,
right,
and they've got one to play tomorrow and then one to play next Saturday, then you've got to go to Orlando.
Right. Well, Tulane's got to take care of business.
Curtis leads Jesuit 21-0 at half. And at the half, Catholic.
Yeah, I think Garrett Mamahat had his sister on the clock, right? Look, it's got to get going, right? There's a timer going off here.
Yep.
Congratulations to the Mamahats for their first grandchild. I know how they feel. My middle son had our first grandchild about 5 months ago. It is excellent.
3rd and 10. Lambert's got room to run, and he's got the first down. Cut it up inside. Looked like he might try to go to the perimeter. Just turned that thing right up the middle and picked up 12.
Well, everything opened up on the A-gaps. Watch the good blocking right here. Great job. Got everything walled off backside, had everything pressed place side. He penetrates the gap, and he picks up a great first down right there for the Crusaders.
Gain of 13. Give Lambert now 50 yards on 15 carries. He's working on a streak. I believe it's 5 consecutive 100-yard games. And did the ball come out at the end of that play? St. August saying it did. And waiting on a signal, nothing yet. Purple Knights say they've got the football. Let's see. I haven't seen an arm point in the direction.
Well, they're fighting for it. And it's going to be a judgment call by the officials who they're going to give it to.
I still haven't heard a signal, and what looks like Brother Martin offense is staying on the field. And no, they're going to say it's St. Aug football.
Wow. That was kind of delayed by the officiating crew.
Yep. So you get another look at it there, Wade, and Lambert had it. I think it just got ripped out on him right there. It looked like somebody just got in there and made a rip. It might have been 51 Joaquin Washington who got in there and ripped it. So quickly on first down, trying to get to the edge that time. That is Clint Langford. And he will get, about 3 yards on first down.
Purple Knights got to get on the board here somehow.
2nd and 7 now.
They do not want to go in at halftime with a goose egg on that board, so they know they've got to come away with some points after the turnover.
Langford 10 carries for 25 yards. We'll take it there to about the 15-yard line where it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
Well, the tackling machine made another one for the Brother Martin defense, Ryland Johnson. I tell you what, he's everywhere around the ball.
Mm-hmm. That's 128 tackles in 11 games. That's that's about 11 and a half a game. That's basically about 3 a quarter. Well, 3rd down and 3. Toss sweep. Crusaders had great pursuit as LeBlanc came across and blew that play up, and then Jaden Weber, who's second on the team in tackles, finished it off for a loss of 1.
Slanted their front, right? So watch Brennan LeBlanc slant to his left right there.
He moved over to the left side. He's been lining up on the right side opposite of Tyree Adams, but they switched it off that time. So now on 4th and 4, now we're going to see a field goal attempt. And Stuart McCall is going to come on to attempt a 34-yard field goal. At least they're lining up for that. Of course, you never, you got to always factor in fakes here. McCall, a lefty, the senior. 34, kick is on the way, and it is good. It just got over the upright. With 1:03 remaining, we got a flag here. I wonder if they ran into the kicker. I thought I saw that.
Or the holder.
Or let's see. But in any case, remember, it's 4th and 4, so whether they call it running or roughing, St. Aug could get a first down on this play and take the points off the board. Now it becomes decision time for Nick Foster and his staff. I guess the other option is, are you allowed to take it on the kickoff here and take the points? Officials talking about it. Now I guess they'll make sure they've got the call that they want, and then they'll go over and let Nick Foster know what his options are. Is it a face mask? I thought I saw him signaling face mask.
Well, he needs to turn around and give the signal.
Well, he's going to turn around and give it this way, but he's at least letting the St. Aug bench know what's going on.
All right, here's our call.
So they're going to take the penalty and take the points off the board. You see the offense coming back out.
There you go.
Running into the kicker against Brother Martin. Again, it was 4th and 4. Here's another look at it. And that's going to put the football at the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there.
Yep, you're going to get that call.
So St. Aug now with a chance to maybe turn that into a 4-point penalty if they can capitalize and get 7 right here. But at the same time, Brother Martin's got a chance to get a stop and keep it a 17-0 game.
Yeah, well, they got Andrew DeLon for kind of running into the kicker. You know, it wasn't on purpose. He bumps into him.
Yep.
It's going to give him the first down. They take the points off.
What's your opinion on those kind of things? Get that thought after this play as getting up near the 5-yard line that time is Clint Langford.
Oh, you know, you're 3 scores down. To me, I don't think I would have taken those points off the board. It's easy to look at things in hindsight, right?
Not much doing that time. Maybe no gain on the play.
I like the idea of going in with my offense and letting them know that, hey, we can get some points on the board. So
I think St. Aug had 1 timeout remaining, and I think they just used it.
So if you're asking me, I would have not taken the points off the board in that particular situation. And that's why.
No.
I needed the points to walk in and use some sort of psychological edge to get my kids back mentally into what's going on in this football game.
Coming up at halftime, we'll take a look at all of the scores from around the state. There are 63 regional round playoff games going on tonight. Congratulations, by the way, to John F. Kennedy. They advanced last night with a win over Archbishop Hannon, moving on to the quarterfinals. You always hear coaches say, Wade, if you win tonight, it means you're practicing on Thanksgiving Day. That is a good thing.
That is a good thing. Used to love to practice Thanksgiving week, especially on Thanksgiving Day, which you walk through on Thanksgiving Day and then go and eating turkey, right? Oh, and it also means you're 2 steps or 3 steps away. You're going to have to play that Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night, and then a win there would put you in the semifinals.
Correct.
And then potentially a win in the semifinals sends you to the Oxnard LHSA Prep Classic, which begins 2 weeks from this Thursday, 20 days from now, in the Caesars Superdome. So here we go, 3rd down and 4. Ball at the 5-yard line. Play action. Pass is off the hands of the receiver. That was Devin Smith. It was a little high, and now it's 4th down, and you would think you send a field goal unit back on to get the 3.
Yeah, you would think. My goodness gracious. Take a look at it.
Right there, he's wide open. It was just a little behind him and a little high.
Got to make that play. Got to make that play. Big-time players make big-time plays in big games, right? That's that, little scenario that we always talk about. Got to make that play. Froze the corner.
So now McCall is back on, this time from 22 yards away. More in the middle of the field as well. Kick on the way, and it is good. And the Purple Knights are on the scoreboard with 23 seconds to play in the first half. That drive, of course, they got in business after the fumble. 7 plays, 17 yards.
Well, they take the points off the board, and, oh, my goodness, had a chance to get 6 points right there. Froze the corner. Bryce Pixley right there with the slant route. Stopped his feet. Wide receiver comes completely over in Devin Smith and hits him in his hands. Just a little bit off his inside shoulder. Needed to catch that football. Doesn't get it. They're back with 3 on the board.
Most all our games around the state are reaching halftime. as we are 23 seconds away from doing here at Tad Gormley Stadium. Let's see performances from both bands, I should say, at the halftime break.
And number 10, Austin Ted back on kickoff for the Crusaders. Number 33, Stuart McCall.
So remember, Brother Martin won the toss and deferred, so the Crusaders are going to get the ball to start the third quarter. This one's squibbed, and it will be picked up and returned. Trying to get to the edge, I believe that's Kai Brown, and he will be brought down at about the 26, 27-yard line with 17 seconds to play. And situation to just go out and take a knee right here and go in up 2 scores at halftime?
Absolutely, that's what I would do, no doubt about it. Just make sure you secure the snap, right? Don't want to give the ball up and some sort of weird type of fumble or mishap or something happening.
And you see the deep safety in there right now and everybody in tight. But look, we saw what happened in the Minnesota-Buffalo game last Sunday.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, you got to make sure you get the snap.
Yeah, you got to secure the ball, right? So
take the knee, does Dezette, and that's going to do it for our first half of play. So 24 minutes in the books here at Tad Gormley Stadium. And your halftime score, Brother Martin 17 and St. Augustine 3. Get ready to hear from both bands, and we will catch you up on everything that's going on around the state. Brother Martin's going to take the field first as the visiting team in terms of the band performances, to be followed by the Marching 100 of St. Augustine. We'll take a quick break. We'll listen in on a little bit of what our bands have to say or do, and come back and catch you up on all of the scores from around the state on the second week of the high school football playoffs in Louisiana. right, as we listen in on the Brother Martin Band, Lenny Van Gilder, Wade Kaiser, back with you here at halftime. Let's take a look around the state. First of all, let's take one more look before we dig into scores at that Division I select bracket and kind of where things stack up in terms of the situation here in Division I. If we can bring up the Division I select bracket, and we'll and show you exactly who's going where. Whoever wins here in the quarterfinals, the winner of this game will play the Northwood St. Paul's winner. Up at the top left of your bracket there, as you see it, Warren Easton, Captain Shreve. The winner of that one plays Acadiana Karen Crow. And then John Curtis Jesuit going on another Catholic League rematch going on at Joe Yenny tonight. Winner of that one plays either Alexandria or Byrd. And in the bottom right there, you see Carr and Scotlandville currently meeting at Berman. Winner of that one takes on Rummel or Catholic High. Let's run through some scores then, having done that. Warren Easton leading it 28-0 second quarter just across the park from us at Pan American. Halftime, Acadiana leads Karen Crow 10-6. Now, the interesting scenario there, Wade, is if Acadiana wins, Easton has to go to Acadiana for the quarterfinals. Right. If Karen Crow wins, Karen Crow would come here. Northwood leading St. Paul's 14-6. Again, the winner of that game plays the winner of this game. If it is Northwood, Northwood would come down this way to play either Brother Martin or St. Aug. Halftime at Joe Yenny, it is John Curtis 21, Jesuit nothing. Second quarter, Byrd leads Alexandria 35-0. So Curtis and Byrd seemingly on a collision course. That game would be at Joe Yenny next week. And then halftime, this is interesting. Carr only leading Scotlandville 7-6. That's a regular season rematch that Carr handled Scotlandville fairly easily. Now, I think that was one of the games that ended up having to be forfeited, but still, that's surprising to me that is just a 7-6 game at halftime. Also at halftime, Catholic only up 7-0 on Rummel. The Raider defense hanging in there and doing a nice job. But that's, look, those, not in the district, but they've seen each other so many times over the years that really there's not a lot of surprises there, even though maybe some of the faces and the numbers change or whatever. Those staff certainly know each other.
They know each other, and they almost every year they see each other in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, so, seems that way.
Right.
All right, Division I on the non-select side. The number 1 seed is Ruston, and they are trailing at halftime to Ouachita Parish 13-7. That could be a huge upset, but again, that's one of those district rematches that's going on right there. Denham Springs up in Benton. That's, I believe, an 8-9 matchup. Benton leading 21-7 at halftime there. Third quarter in Zachary, West Monroe leading Zachary by the score of 3-0.
Well, I bet you that's a great football game.
Oh, man, no doubt. That's a heck of a second-round matchup right there.
Right.
Southside at home, that's a fairly new school, and give them credit. They have quickly accelerated that program, winning that very competitive Acadiana 5A district. They lead at half over North Shore, 21-7. Destrehan, I don't want to be the team that has to face them along the way. They are leading Dutchtown at half, 21-0. East St. John, the team you saw last week, Wade, tied at half with Houghton, 14 apiece. Westgate and Slidell tied at 7 at halftime, and at halftime, Neville leads East Ascension 10-6. EA had an early lead in that game, but the Tigers have come back. You're seeing some 4A teams in there. Again, don't forget, as we look at this, and Westgate the same way, you've got some 4A schools that are up in Division I. The lines were just drawn based on enrollment to create 4 equal divisions. It's not anything based on the 5 classifications that are out there.
And a lot of people are looking at that, they're confused, and they miss how everything was I guess you would say, divided when they went to, select, not select into the 8 divisions, right? So, and some teams had to be jostled around by their numbers as far as their populations of their schools. So a traditional 4A school might be playing in 5A.
Yeah, we talked exactly. And when you've got a school like Belchase, we talked about them. They were eliminated last week, but they just made the cut to go to Division I, even though they were a 4A school. When the lines were drawn not so much for classifications, but for the playoff brackets. As we go on to Division II selected, what a competitive bracket this is.
Yeah.
And just about across the board here, almost every home team leads. Turling's over Carver at halftime, 35-0. Turling's an awfully good team. Hank Tierney and the Shaw Eagles, the number 7 seed in that bracket, leading Livingston Collegiate 42-0 at half. Lafayette Christian leads McDonough 35, 14-0 second quarter. De La Salle second quarter leads Vanderbilt Catholic 33-0. Halftime, E.D. White in a pretty competitive game with Evangel, 21-15. E.D. White with the edge there. We mentioned last night Kennedy went over Hannon 30-0. Third quarter, Madison Prep and St. Louis Catholic, 0-0. And at halftime, St. Thomas More all over Helen Cox, 48-0. STM is the number 1 seed in the select Division II bracket. On the non-select Division II side, let's quickly run through some scores here. West Feliciana leading Erath 14-7. Church Point over North Vermilion, second quarter, 24-21. Lutcher in a very competitive game with St. Martinville. That was an intriguing game when I saw these second-round matchups. 21-19, Dwayne Jenkins and the Bulldogs up in that one. Third quarter, Opelousas leading Lakeshore, a team we saw a couple of weeks ago, and hanging in there at Opelousas, 20-14. North DeSoto over Cecilia at halftime, 28-0. Brobridge over Iota at the break, 14-10. Leesville on the road leads Jennings, 14-7 third quarter, and Abbeville over Iowa at half, 14-0. As we get on to Division III select, this is a potential upset looming here. Ascension Episcopal at St. Charles Catholic leading the Comets at halftime, 17-7.
That would be quite the upset.
Yeah, and St. Charles, the number 2 seed in that bracket. The number 1 seed is Newman. They lead Sophie B. Wright 28-7. Second quarter, the 8-9 matchup, U-High leading Country Day 36-0 at halftime. U-High's got those hold up. U-High goes to Newman next week.
That would be a great football game.
Calvary leading North Lake Christian 22-0 at half. Second quarter, Dunham over ML King Charter 14-0. Lake Charles College Prep at Notre Dame leading 20-7. That's in the third quarter. Loyola Prep at Episcopal leading 7-0 third quarter. I think we mentioned Parkview Baptist over North Caddo up in Shreveport tonight, 21-16. That game has reached halftime. On the non-select side, Bogalusa leading Berwick 18-14 second quarter. Amite over Jena 26-6 at halftime. Potential that those two would meet in the quarterfinals. Patterson leading Winfield 24-6 at the break. Union Parish and Trey Holly over Sterlington at halftime 14-7. Lauraville and St. James in a 14-14 ball game at the break. Avoyelles leads St. Helena 24-6 second quarter. Rosepine over Westlake 13-7 second quarter. Manny over Richwood 7-0 in the first quarter. As we go to Division IV select, Central Catholic trailing Opelousas Catholic 30-12 at halftime. Ascension Catholic winning at Riverside 17-9 at the break. Catholic Point Coupee and Glenbrook in a 14-14 game at the half. Ouachita Christian leads Sacred Heart 42-0 at halftime. OCS always dangerous in that bracket. St. Martin's over Delhi Charter 21-6 second quarter. St. Mary's leading Hanson Memorial up in Natchitoches 45-0. Actually, that is a final. St. Mary's winning that one 45-0. If St. Martin's holds on, that's an interesting matchup. That would be 4-5 in that bracket. St. Martin's and St. Mary's facing off next Friday night, and that would be at Tony Porter Stadium in Metairie. Halftime, Southern Lab leads St. Fred up in Monroe 6-0. And Vermilion Catholic at the half leads Cedar Creek by the score of 14-0. And on the non-select side, Division IV, Homer 32-0 over Delhi second quarter. Logansport over East Feliciana 22-8 at the break. Arcadia White Castle 6-6 in the second quarter. Mangum, the Dragons, over Grand Lake 32-12 in the second quarter. Basile 13-6 over Oberlin at the half. Haynesville, always a threat to get to the Dome, leading Oakdale 13-0 second quarter. Oak Grove over Welsh at the break 14-7. And Kentwood, the number 1 seed in that bracket, leading General Trask under the tank tonight 27-2 in the second quarter. So that is a rundown of all your scores here at our halftime break. Brother Martin leading St. Aug 17-3. Let's quickly take a look at just what's ahead and the schedule coming up and how we get to the Dome. As you see, we're in the regional round tonight. The winners tonight will be practicing Thanksgiving Day, getting ready for a quarterfinal matchup, presumably next Friday. You could play Thursday or Saturday if you wanted to, and that depends on facilities. Hopefully we got enough facilities to handle things in New Orleans, and everyone plays on Friday night next week. Then you get down to the semifinals, Friday, December 2nd, and that sets the stage for 16 teams to head to the Oxnard LHSA Prep Classic December 8th, 9th, and 10th. Inside the Dome, you see the schedule there. Division 4 will play on Thursday. Man, I tell you what, Division 2 Select is going to be a fabulous game, whoever ends up getting there. And that game being Friday at noon, a lot of people are going to miss that.
Ouch.
Now, the Division 1 games draw the featured position at 7 o'clock Friday and Saturday. The non-select game Friday night at 7. The select game Saturday night at 7. But you see the full schedule of the 8 championship games over 3 days to be played down on Poydras Street. So teams getting ready to come back out here in the second half. Wade, what do you think the conversations were like in these locker rooms at halftime?
Well, talking to St. Aug, I would think that their coaches are trying to make sure, hey, guys, we got to keep playing hard. Every down is important. If we want to continue with the rest of our season, we have got to turn it up a notch, and we need to make sure that we're doing all the right things that we have to do. Too many drop passes, right? They dropped a bunch of balls. Of course, the turnovers that have led to points, correct? That's got to end. They've got to make sure they clean that up, so I'm sure that was addressed. All right, in that Brother Martin locker room, I think the biggest thing they did was beat their chest a little bit and say, hey, guys, we are doing a great job. We are not going to make any changes here. We're doing a great job defensively. Hey, we're moving the ball offensively just the way we want to. Let's be prepared for different looks that we could get from St. Aug coming out this second half. But, hey, let's continue status quo. Remember what we're playing for. Let's play for the next week. Let's go out there and have some fun tonight in this second half.
Numbers pretty even, actually, in the first half. The biggest difference is the turnovers at this point. 4 for St. Aug, 2 for Brother Martin. So from that standpoint, maybe not the best played of games when you have 6 turnovers in the first half, but you got to, these kids, there's pressure out there. There's going to be mistakes made. It's, again, who makes the fewest mistakes in the end, perhaps, that comes away with the victory.
St. Aug talked about, hey, we got to clean those things up, right? So, take the one where he just threw it out in the middle of nowhere and bad things were going to happen and it gets picked, right? You got to get in your quarterback's head a little bit and get him to understand, hey, we can't have that here in the second half. We got to make sure we make good throws. Offensive line will give you the protection you need. You deliver the ball when and where it's supposed to be. Those were the things that they talked about, right? There didn't have to be a lot of yelling, screaming, and anything like that. They had to get inside their head of their kids.
Let's update one score in Division 1 Select here in this bracket. Third quarter, Scotlandville leads Carr 14-7.
Whoa. That would be a monumental upset.
It would be. It would be.
Now, how good is that Carr football team?
Well, they went 10-0 on the field. Officially 7-3 as they had to go back and forfeit their first 3 games. But there were really no close games in there. That was 10 dominant victories, including their first run through this, through this gauntlet that we know is the Catholic League, and they came out of it with flying colors.
Wow.
Curtis now leading Jesuit 28-0. That has moved to the fourth quarter at Joe Yenny.
Seems like John Curtis is hitting stride, right?
Yeah, they've been
very good the past couple of weeks.
Yep, and looking like with Bird leading Alexandria 42-3 in the third quarter, looks like we're heading towards a Curtis and Bird matchup in the quarterfinals, and that would be in Metairie, presumably at Joe Yenny.
That's 2 football teams that run the ball almost every down, correct? That'll be over in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, Bird does like to run it. No question about that.
And we all know, Curtis loves to run the veer and the triple option, right? So, boom, that thing's, over real quick.
Lafayette Christian, by the way, that game's reached halftime. They lead McDonough 38-0 at the break. That was a 6-11 game. Seedings don't mean everything, as we find out this time of year. I mean, like we said, that U-High Country Day game, which is all U-High at the break, that was an 8-9 matchup. Right. So it's, it's nobody sitting there voting on who they think the best teams are. No. It is all about who you beat, who you played, And U-High played a very difficult schedule and a couple of losses along the way.
Well, that's the reason why there's a mathematical formula that goes with power ratings, right? And so it gets down to, like you said, who did you beat And where is your power rating going to get its points from? And then it gets put onto the bracket in that particular order. I mean, things could have been completely different for Carr tonight, right? Had they not had to forfeit 3 earlier
they would
in the
have
year.
been.
Right.
They would have almost certainly been the number 1 seed
No
had they
doubt.
not forfeited. And now you're looking
Correct.
at playing Captain Shreve right now
Right.
instead of Scotlandville, who's
Right.
Scotlandville's a good team. They got a talented quarterback who's getting recruited by a lot of people, and let's see what happens. Still, a good bit of football to go over at Berman Stadium.
Well, and you see, that was my point. My point is things happen in the season. So you play who's in front of you on the schedule. You do what you have to do. You take care of your business. Power rating is going to take care of the other part of the business, and then you're going to get put onto that bracket. And then each week, it's single elimination. So you got to go out and play who's in front of you.
All right, so we get set to start the third quarter. Both teams back to their respective benches. Brother Martin, again, deferred to start the game, so they will get the football, or at least receive the second half kickoff here.
Right.
Let's see, anything is, as we've learned, anything is possible.
Right. And the other thing I would think that was addressed in the Brother Martin locker room, getting back to that for a second, hey, we get the ball, guys. We score here. We make a statement that could be the dagger, right? Mm-hmm. So let's secure the kickoff. Let's stick to the game plan, and let's go score. I bet you that was said by that offensive staff down in that Brother Martin locker room.
All right, so here we go. Purple Knights have it up on the tee at the 40-yard line. And McCall will get set to kick it away. He'll try to squib it, handled it about the 30-yard line and take it out to about the 36-yard line. So some pretty good field position right there for Brother Martin, as that was Brody DeMonche, one of the wide receivers, who takes it in and they'll put the football down right at the 35-yard line. So clearly not going to take any chances on trying to kick this thing deep right here. As here come the Crusaders on offense. With Seth Dezette back at quarterback. It was 2 out of 5 in the first half for 83 yards. Of course, that big 74-yard catch and run for a touchdown by Clayton Leonardo. Gives it away to Torrey Lambert on first down, and Lambert off the right side will get about 2.5, maybe 3.
A lot of cushion being given to those Brother Martin wide receivers out here on the edge, especially to the wide side of the field. There's nobody within 15 yards right there of Clayton Leonardo.
Yeah, playing the run. There's nobody here at all, and now they're going to throw it that way, and the pass is incomplete. Brother Martin bench looking for a pass interference call, but they're not going to get it as Christian Pritchett ran out there in coverage.
Yeah, that old face guarding rule, right, has been taken out. So they're not going to get that call. But you can argue, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you're going to do your lawyer deal.
Yep.
I would have.
Yep. So 3rd down and 7 from the 38-yard line.
Look at the cushion again.
Yeah. This time they'll throw it out in the flat to Lambert, trying to get a block on the edge. He gets one, stays on his feet, but when did he step out of bounds? Looks like they're going to mark it just short of the line to gain. In fact, they actually move it back a little bit, back to the 42-yard line, and it's going to be 4th down and 3 coming up, and Brother Martin's going to send on the punting unit.
Well, they swing it out there, and he just gets knocked out of the bounds just 3 yards short, right? Again,
that's that great defensive speed. Timeout St. Aug is they couldn't get a 12th man off, and they were about to snap the football there. And that would have been a first down for 12 on the field had they not been able to do that. So St. Aug has got to burn a timeout.
Yeah, well, those are things you don't want to do. That could come back and haunt you somewhere, later this half.
Yeah, you need to conserve time late, and you've got to think about the fact that you just had to burn a timeout right there.
Right.
That could cost you 40 seconds late in this game.
Right, and some of that could go back to the rustiness of playing one time in the past 20 some odd days. We talked about this, right? You're physically ready to roll. Are you mentally ready to roll? And you see, that's where I always had an issue with having an off week. I didn't like off weeks simply because I felt like mentally we got out of whack. I know the injuries and all that type of stuff. I get it.
You get healthy, but
right.
Do you get out of sync a little bit? No question about it.
I was always worried about the middle where they are mentally.
Not a very good kick, but it's going to get a bit of a Crusader roll, and now it's going to check up at the 40-yard line.
I think he missed his foot almost, right?
I was about to say, the rush was coming in. I don't know if he took his eye off of things.
Yeah,
or if maybe even it got tipped. I don't know. But it's 18 yards on the punt.
It's like sculling a wedge,
Zimmer,
right? Yeah. I mean, you missed the ball with your wedge. I think he might have missed his foot off right off the right side of it, maybe.
So St. Aug takes over at the 40-yard line for its first possession of the third quarter.
That'll drive a coach crazy.
Mm-hmm. No question about it. On first down, look to bounce it outside. That is the running back, Clint Langford, getting about 2 yards.
Langford's got nice eyes, right? Everything's clogged up inside. He's trying to press the hole, but it just isn't there. He just bounces it out to where he's got some room.
Brother Martin's done a nice job containing Langford. 15 carries, 36 yards on the night. On 2nd and 8, pass caught. Jackson gets between two defenders, and the first down out past the 50 into Brother Martin territory at the 46-yard line, a gain of 12.
Yeah, good receivers catch the ball. They get north and south immediately. You split the off-color jerseys, and that's what he did right there to pick up first down.
Langford trying to stretch it. A nice pursuit by the white jerseys to bring him down for a loss.
Well, they come up from the secondary flying, right? They come up to fit off the linebackers. Linebackers fit off the defensive line, and everything kind of falls into form, and then you run everything into the boundary, right? Good defense by the Crusaders that time, getting to where they needed to be on Langford.
So 2nd and 12 now at the 48-yard line of Brother Martin. Just underway here in the third quarter. Cooper will look to take a shot downfield. He's got a man. It is caught. And into the end zone, touchdown. Karaj Jackson for the 48-yard touchdown catch. He got behind Bryce Pixley and took it in for the score. And just like that, this is a one-score game, Wade.
Well, he beats Pixley on the post route. Brother Martin's in zone. Pixley stopped his feet. This is the second time tonight we've seen Pixley stop his feet in coverage. He down on the goal line, he did it on a slant route right there. He did it on the post. He did not continue to flip his hips and run with the receiver. But I tell you what, St. Aug can strike fast, right? They know they can strike fast, and that was one of the things they talked about at halftime. Hang in there, boys. Keep fighting because we can strike, and they just did.
To make it a 7-point game, kick on the way, and it is good by McCall. So with 9:48 to play here in the third quarter, your new score is Brother Martin 17 and St. Augustine 10. 4 plays, 60 yards, and just that quickly.
Well, I put St. Aug right back into this football game, right? And I tell you what, the speed at which they can get vertical is amazing. Brother Martin sitting a 3-deep secondary right there that time. Free safety wasn't there. Corner stops his feet. It spells disaster. Oh, let's talk about the throw, right? Perfectly out there.
No
allows the receiver to run into the ball. And, hey, how about the protection?
Yeah, no doubt. And
Great
that's
job
the
with the
protection. Some of those mistakes that we saw Cooper make, it was because he was under some duress and had to hurry a throw. That one interception the second interception that Jackson had for one was certainly the case. So McCall will kick it off again, and once again, this is a little bit deeper. This is kicked on the ground to about the 7-yard line. And trying to take it back to the far side, out past the 25, cut it back near side, and room to run. 40, 45, midfield finally brought down from behind. That is Jordan West, who will get Brother Martin into St. Aug territory to start this possession. A big-time play by Jordan West. The return goes 45 yards.
Well, let's take a look at it. He's going to make a move as he works across the other side of the formation.
Hold everything. This is going back as we had a flag down.
Yeah, you usually do.
Yeah, against Brother Martin. Somewhere in all of that probably happened. Let's see where they're going to mark it off from here.
Yeah, well, he made a heck of a move at about the 30-yard line that sprung him, but could also
the flag was down at the 30. The flag was actually laying right on a stripe at the 35-yard line where you couldn't really see it. So put it back at the 25-yard line. That penalty is going to really cost Brother Martin about 28 yards.
Well,
it's only a 10-yard penalty in the stats.
That's why it's a spot foul. So there you go. But you usually, it's a lot of things got to go right all the time if you're going to get that perfect return, perfect punt return, that perfect kickoff return. Problem is a lot of moving parts to it. You're going to get a block in the back, you're going to get a hold, and that's what Brother Martin got.
So from the 25 now, trips to the bottom of your screen. They'll throw this way. Pass is incomplete. And that was intended for Camden Burris, who's got 10 catches on the year.
Well, that was off RPO. I think what happened is Shane Peyton Hodges got his big paws up in the way of Seth Desert to be able to kind of block his view to throw the football.
So from the 25, it's 2nd down and 10. Quarterback kept it that time. Now that was Leonardo in at quarterback, and he will get about 3.
Well, they like to run the read option with Leonardo, right? So when he's in the game, you've got to start eliminating the things he won't do and understanding the things that he will do by percentage. That's the analytics of everything, right? So you got to teach your kids all week long, hey, when 7's at quarterback, we're looking for A, B, or C.
Yep. Now Leonardo's back at wide receiver in the slot, bottom of your screen. Dezette back to pass. It's batted down. And the momentum has clearly shifted in the other direction. Cornell Harris, the junior, 6'2", 285-pound defensive tackle, gets his hand up and knocks this down.
Oh, wow.
Or check that. That might have been 51 Washington.
Well, whoever it was had a big paw up, right?
Yep.
That's right in your face. You can't see where to throw the ball, and he's just swatting that thing down like a fly buzzing around the house, right? Wow. You can tell that momentum has changed.
There's a big punt coming off the leg of Zimmer. Much better kick this time. Fair catch is called for by Keith Hill back at the 39-yard line, and that's where St. Aug will begin this possession after a 33-yard punt with 8:46 to play here in the third quarter. A chance to remind you tonight's coverage on Crescent City Sports brought to you by TMJ and Sleep Therapy Center of New Orleans, specializing in the treatment of craniofacial pain and sleep breathing disorders from birth to adulthood. Dr. Terry Billings and Dr. Emily Levy offer alternatives to CPAP machines, treat headaches and facial pain, and assess craniofacial development in children. Call 832-2222 to help restore your health and live a pain-free life. It's 504-832-2222. They actually spotted the football at the 40-yard line, and on first down, it's like about a 4-yard gain, and we've got a injured player, and it may be the running back who carried the football on that play, Clint Langford.
I think he's cramping. He took the sweep out there on the edge, and he got up, and he immediately started grabbing onto his offensive lineman, like, guys, help me here. And you could see he's cramping. They're holding those legs up, and they're working on those hamstrings, it looks like. Look, he's been a workhorse here tonight for the St. Aug offense, right?
I got him with 17 carries thus far, but only 37 yards, but still, he's got to, what he's doing there is opening up some of the other things that the Purple Knights are able to do.
He's been a workhorse for sure. 17 carries.
Washington leads Captain Reed 28-0 third quarter.
Well, you could tell the momentum has changed, right? The Purple Knights now are, they're feeling it, right? Their band is gotten their mojo going. They're rocking over there and
marching 100, getting into it on the far side at the 50-yard line, no doubt about it. While we're waiting on resumption of play here, we'll get you some score updates in this Division I select bracket. Catholic has extended the lead on Rummel, 14-0 now, third quarter. Carr has answered. It's now a tie game as they go to the fourth quarter at Berman, 14 apiece. Bird is rolling up in Shreveport, leading Ash 49-3 third quarter. Curtis over Jesuit 35-7 as they play in the fourth. Northwood of Shreveport leading St. Paul's 21-9 in the third quarter. Carencro leads Acadiana 20-17 in the third quarter. So they'll change running backs here on second down, and that will be Moses Gray, the junior, who will get about a yard, and it's going to be third down at 6.
Yeah. Brother Martin got 8 guys sticking right up in the box right there, trying to make sure they shut the run down.
Yeah, you're basically daring them to pass in that situation. And when you've got a team that obviously has got an offensive line like St. Aug does, and some skilled backs and skill on the edge, it makes it tough to defend. Where do you put guys? So third down and 6 upcoming. Gray didn't get anywhere. Well defended that time by the Crusaders. Might have gotten 2 on the play. It's like they're going to mark it just past the 45. At least the near side official is indicating as such. It's going to be fourth down. I put it down at the 45. It's going to be fourth down and 5, and decision time coming.
Yeah, Jeremy Turner does a great job right there, stepping up right off the edge and making a play.
And we're going to see the punting unit for the first time tonight. Everything with St. Aug has been a score, a turnover, or a stop on downs thus far. McCall will kick it away. Hanging kick. Fair catch is called for by West, and he'll take it in at the 25-yard line. So that's where Brother Martin begins this possession with 6:44 to play here in the third quarter. A little bit like what we had at the start of the game. We're getting a lot of quick changes of possession. Already the 5th possession of this third quarter, and we've only played 5 minutes and 16 seconds.
You got 2 good defenses out there, right? They're getting their job done. St. Aug's defensive line is just so impressive. We've talked about them all night tonight. It's just hard to block those guys.
First down, Lambert breaks a attempted arm tackle and gets away, and will get about 6 yards on first down.
Well, Lambert's been the workhorse for the Crusaders, right? And, he'll get a little 3 here. He'll get a little 4 there. He'll pop one for about 5, 6, 7 yards. But what it's doing is it's setting up everything else in their offense, their RPO game, their play-action passing game.
So second down and 4. Lambert again. First down. Reaches out to about the 39-yard line. And he's one of those guys, the more attempts he gets, the better he gets. His brother Martin's looking to show a little tempo here, no huddle. He'll look over to the sidelines and check with me.
He's kind of like an old Ford, right? You just keep the oil in it, and the more you run it, the more lube that whole engine gets, and he just keeps running hard all night long, takes a beat and keeps on ticking type of thing.
Here's Lambert. Oh, he ran into his own man, or else he might have popped that deep into the secondary. He just he ran into one of his offensive linemen, but still got 5 out of it. Take another look.
Yeah, nice block back by the center to create a crease in that A-gap. They're getting a double team in there on that big nose tackle. Cornell Harris, 6'2", 285.
Pass, or I faked the pass. I'm sorry. It was a give on second down once again. That's one thing. You carry out those fakes even when you're, when you're trying to run the RPO game, and that's going to make the defense keep an eye on everything out there. It got me to bite right there.
Oh, there
gain of 1 for Lambert. It's third down and 4.
I was
and they're
say
also
it, but
breaking
you
the
said
huddle,
it.
go quickly
Right.
to the line. Now they'll turn and look to the sideline. Still plenty of time on the play clock here. St. Aug lining up with a 5-man front right here, and they'll throw away from it. Pass caught Leonardo. 50. Takes on a defender down at the 45, and that may be a flag for a late hit, and indeed it is. Leonardo was already out of bounds, and he got thrown to the ground at the 45-yard line, so it's a gain of 10 on the play, and I think you're going to tack on 15 more here, Wade.
Yes, I think you will. Now there you go, dead ball, personal foul, add on another 15, RPO. Everybody's block and run here. He pulls the ball out and he throws it right out to the wide receiver, Leonardo, who has room out there. And then,
then you see
Christian Pritchett.
Yeah, Pritchett, Leonardo, both feet are already on the white.
Yeah. Bad mistake.
And look, that's one of those things. I don't want to make an excuse for a defender, but you're playing to the whistle right there, and your eyes can't be on the defender and on the ground at the same time to see exactly where he is. Lambert trying to get to the edge. We'll at least get a couple out of this. Brother Martin with their best drive of the second half by far.
Well, do you notice what Brother Martin is doing here offensively? What are they doing with that clock? It's just eating it, and they're staying inside the chains, right? So they're staying on schedule, and they're making that clock run, and they're working out the time of possession here in the third quarter. Little help with the penalty, absolutely, but they're achieving what they want.
Lambert, carry number 23 on the night, stiff-armed the defender, and finally is knocked out at the 25-yard line.
Well, he's your workhorse tonight, right?
Yep. He's having to earn. I've got him unofficially with 73 yards on 23 carries, and he is having to work for every inch that he's getting out there this evening. So third down and 5. Need to get right at the 20-yard line stripe here. Lambert will get the edge. First down and more inside the 15 to the 13-yard line.
Well, they checked out the first play. They counted the numbers from upstairs, and they changed the play to the short side of the field where they had the advantage in the numbers. Helped out by St. Aug blitzing the house with their linebackers, so they lose their inside-out pursuit right there, and all of a sudden Lambert's out there one-on-one with the corner, and usually Lambert's going to win that one.
So now Brother Martin started this drive back at the 25, has moved all the way to the St. Aug 13-yard line. As we tick under 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Lambert hit in the backfield. Great pursuit. Shane Peyton Hodges, who continues to make big play after big play for the Purple Knights, and it's 2nd and 12.
He's another one that's got a bunch of offers, SWAC schools, some FCS offers. Yeah,
but he's showing a lot. He could play at maybe even a higher level than that.
Yeah, he's a pretty good football player, but all those defensive linemen for St. Aug are good football players.
You look at this whole roster and all of these seniors, and you're going to see a list of offers for quite a few of these guys.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Didn't we see Michigan do this? So they lined everybody up in a stack. Now they're all going to the top of the screen here. Leonardo at quarterback. Give it away. Lambert. Credit to the St. Aug defense. They stayed at home right there. They didn't go for the eye candy. and held Lambert to a gain of 1.
The eye candy, I like that. But you're absolutely right. So what are they trying to achieve
watch the
here?
formation, yeah.
Right. What are they trying to achieve here? What they're trying to achieve here is trying to keep their secondary and their linebackers from getting a key for where they're going to line up, right? And it's, like you said, good term, eye candy.
Yeah, saw Jim Harbaugh do that.
There you
do
go.
that with, line all 5 guys up back there, or 6 guys up, whatever it is.
Well,
Can't line your offensive lineman back there.
Well, the other thing it does is if you flip-flop your defense from strong to weak, it really puts a bind on them getting lined up real quick.
All right, so 3rd down and 11, the ball at the 14-yard line. It's still Leonardo at quarterback here. Seen a lot of him at quarterback in the red zone. Now it's just a quarterback run. Can he get the edge? He does. 10, 5, turns it up, lowers his shoulder, and he is just short of the goal line at the 1-yard line.
Well, he runs the lead option. Look, he's athletic, right, and he loves to run the football. We got a purple knight down. Take a look at the lead option right here.
Yep.
Catches the ball. It opens up. You can see St. August playing assignment football. Jeremiah Keppert takes the pitch right there, but nobody's on the quarterback.
Lambert knocked the pylon down. I don't know if he stepped out before that, Wade, but that could, again, can't review. All right, not at this point in the playoffs. Let's take, Chip, can we take another look at the end of that play perhaps, and let's just see what happens at the very end here. And we'll slow it down as he gets to the end zone because he knocks down the pylon unless he stepped out.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Just didn't get to see it right there at the end. We got a purple knight down, can't get his number.
Yeah.
But what a run by Leonardo. He gets down inside the 1. Let's see if we can take a look at it right here.
We're having gremlins for a moment here. We'll get another look at it for you while they deal with the St. Aug defender. So watch at the end of the play. He's going to take out the pylon. Now, his knee may have hit before then. That's possible.
Right. Also, where was the ball?
Right. Well, the ball's in front of him. He's got the ball out in front of him. But the only thing is perhaps his knee hit. But regardless, okay, that was a 3rd and 11 from the 14. He got 13, and it's 1st and goal at the 1. And you will have coming up here the 12th play of this drive. Easily the best drive of the night.
Yeah, well, that's Cornell Harris that was down for the Purple Knights. He's up and moving off the field. That's good news.
Defensive tackle who's had some big plays here this evening. So set for football inside of 2 minutes in the 3rd quarter. This is an enormous sequence right here. Brother Martin looking to score, make this a 2-touchdown game. Lambert, hold everything. We got a flag in the backfield.
Going to have some sort of shifting problem.
Let's see. They killed it, so it's probably a false start. It is.
Yeah, false start.
That's a
shift wrong, false start.
Yeah, tried to go quickly.
2 people moving. That's it. Yeah. Not Canada.
So put the football back at the 6-yard line. Remember that. And whistle and timeout is called. Who signaled for her? Wait, I don't know. I didn't see if it was Brother Martin or St. Aug, and I didn't see an indication by the referee on who called it. Let's check in on some scores while we sort that out with 1:51 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Catholic now leads Rummel 4th quarter 17-0. Scotlandville has retaken the lead over Carr 20-14 in the 4th quarter. Got our first final on the Division I select bracket. Bird is on to the quarters after a win over Alexandria 49-10. Would expect them to head down this way to have to face John Curtis, who leads Jesuit 35-7 in the 4th quarter. Northwood of Shreveport looking like they are going to meet the winner of this game. They lead St. Paul's 28-9 in the 4th quarter. Karen Crow now has a 2-score lead over Acadiana, 26-17 in the 4th quarter. That is good news for Warren Easton. Not that you want to have to play Karen Crow, but you would get them at home in that situation. Easton leading Captain Shreve down the road from us here at Pan American, 35-0 in the 3rd quarter. Let's see if we got anything worth mentioning on the non-select Division I side. East St. John team we saw last week leading Houghton now 27-14 in the 4th quarter. Ruston has come back to take the lead over Washita Parish 22-16 in the 4th quarter. How about Evangel on the road in Thibodaux, leading E.D. White 22-21 in the 3rd quarter.
Wow.
And Madison Prep and St. Louis Catholic are headed to overtime scoreless. Wow.
Do they have first downs?
They don't. That's like that's a sore subject to bring up probably with the Brother Martin folks. I believe this is the 50th anniversary of that game with Neville that was played in a rainstorm here at Tad Gormley and ended up getting replayed 4 days later, and Neville won the game and ended up going on to win the state championship.
Yep. That's back in the days when you used to count first downs, right?
Exactly.
Here we go.
Exact. Good one going on, by the way, in Lutcher. 42-33. Lutcher leads that one. On first down, Lambert to about the 1 yard line. And it was Brother Martin's timeout. Lambert will call it at the 2. It's 2nd and goal. So Lambert now, I've got him with 27 carries, Wade, for 88 yards. That is getting it done.
That's getting it done. That's also being very reliable.
Going with this jumbo formation, everybody in tight. Lambert off the left side, into the end zone, touchdown, Brother Martin.
Look, he saw it when he got the handoff. He made one little cut, and he just burst into the end zone. He saw it as it developed.
Now, here's this. I'm going to give you this stat on the drive, Wade. Lambert carried the football 11 times on that drive. It was a 13-play drive, 75 yards.
Right, when you got a good horse, you're going to ride him, right? And
Keep riding him. It took 5 minutes and 31 seconds off the clock.
That's the key.
That's
the key.
That's big right now. It's almost like you went to a 4-minute offense in the third quarter. You just got the running game going, rode your horse number 6 all the way to the end zone. Liuza to make this a 24-10 game. His kick is good, and your score now with 1:13 remaining here in the third quarter. It is Brother Martin 24 and St. Augustine 10. Again, 13 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes, 31 seconds off the clock. Now, it was a lot of ground and pound out of Torrey Lambert right there. Maybe the biggest plays on the drive were by Leonardo. The 10-yard catch and run on the third down play, the 13-yard run on the quarterback keep on 3rd and 11. So those were big plays, but everything else on the drive was Torrey Lambert. 6, 8, 5, 1, 2, 3, 12, a loss of 2, 1, 4, and 2 yards. That's getting it done.
That is getting it done. Like I said, you got to ride that horse until he bucks you off, right? And I'm putting the ball into number 6's hands the rest of the night. And that offensive line is getting the job done up front also.
So Liuza will go with the pooch kick again, back to about the 17-yard line. No fair catch this time. And nice return that time out to about the 38-yard line. And I believe that was Anthony Elzey, perhaps, 36 on the return. So St. actually get the good ball way out to the 40-yard line on that return with 1:07 to play here in the third quarter.
Well, if you pooch the kick, you either got to force the fair catch or you got to get your coverage there, and you can't let them pop through. You got to make the tackle, right? Or why do you pooch kick? So, you come back with that pooch kick again, you got to make the tackle.
Oh, wow. St. Charles was trailing 17-7. They've scored 35 in the third quarter and lead Ascension Episcopal 42-17. On first down, that is Clint Langford off the left side for about 6.
Nice run there, nice cut. He's back off of his hamstring cramps right there and takes the ball, finds it. He gets north and south nicely.
He's had 18 carries tonight, got him unofficially with 43 yards. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Pass caught. First down, out past the Brother Martin 40 and down to about the 38-yard line. And that is Josh Jackson on the catch.
Yeah, Josh Jackson on the RPO again. They've been tearing that up all night with the slant right behind the linebackers.
Gain of 16. And they'll go quickly, and Langford gets about 8, using tempo to their advantage right there.
I really think they're best when they use that tempo. They get into a rhythm real quick. We got a Brother Martin guy down. That looks like, can't quite see his number.
Is that LeBlanc 99? We'll have to see here.
I think that might be Brendan LeBlanc. But getting back to it again, I think St. Aug, when they're in tempo, that's when they're at their best, right? They're popping, they're moving, they're in groove. Don't give the defense time to set. Don't give the defense time to breathe.
So when we resume here with 14 seconds remaining in the third quarter, see if St. Aug chooses to run another play. There's actually a second Brother Martin player down back at the 21-yard line. Looks like he's cramping as well. Good one in Crowley tonight. Lake Charles College Prep and Notre Dame tied 20-all in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, some great games going on.
There are really some terrific games. Bogalusa, the 2 seed, in trouble at home against Berwick, trailing 33-30. Richwood is hanging in with Manny. 14-0 Manny in the fourth quarter. That's a tight game.
That's a tight game.
Yeah, Manny's one of those teams, they'll handle people this time of year as well. Numbers get a little crunched up, hard to pick up there on whether it's 99 or 93 or 95. I see 95 out there.
It might be 33.
It could be. That's Ryland Jackson.
That's Ryland Jackson. That would really set that defense back a step.
And they'll go work on him on the bench, see what the situation is. So at the 30, Brother Martin plays 2nd down and 2. Play action. Pressure coming. Pass is incomplete. And a flag is going to come in. The pass was so underthrown that it turned out to lead to pass interference. Gregory Jackson Jr. was in coverage that time, as that was intended for Monroe Dillon. And he came back to the ball because it was underthrown and ran into Jackson.
That's why I'm kind of a loss for words.
That's one of those things. Yeah, I'm not, I understand why the call was made, but.
Right. I mean, what can you say? There's your call. But, I mean, you're out there playing ball. Ball is what it is. It's lofted up in the air. He's lucky that wasn't picked. Just kind of threw it down there again, hoping for a hope, right? Hoping for a prayer.
So they take the penalty here. The clock is at 0, but you can't end the quarter on a defensive penalty, so you're going to get one untimed down here
they'll get
from the 15-yard line.
They'll get the one untimed down, and then, poor Gregory Jackson out there saying, what more do I have to do? I've got the guy covered, doing everything I can, and then all of a sudden I draw the penalty. I feel your pain, right? Look at the cushion out there at the top of your screen on the wide receiver from St. Aug. My goodness, that's a lot of room.
On 1st and 10. To the end zone. Pass is caught. Was he in bounds? Yes, he was. Touchdown. And I believe that was Hubert Caliste, whose name we've called quite a bit tonight. Yep, Caliste. His 3rd touchdown of the season for the big tight end. And St. Aug is going to make this a one-score game as we head to the fourth quarter.
Look at the spectacular catch and the layout right there. Boy, fingertip catch, keeps his feet in, comes down inbounds. Puts the Purple Knights back in business.
Kick on the way is good, and we have reached the end of the third quarter. St. Aug goes quickly down the field in 4 plays, 60 yards, to make this a one-score game. As we go to the fourth, your new score, Brother Martin 24, St. Augustine 17. You're watching high school football from Crescent City Sports. All right, so 12 minutes to go. And Wade, we've had a good one this evening.
Well, you know, St. Aug just keeps playing hard. And then, you know, that's, you asked me what did they say at halftime, what would the coaches saying in the locker room. And, you know, Nick Foster said, guys, keep playing hard because we can get back in this thing in a moment's notice. And they've proven it tonight.
Certainly have the big play ability. They've scored twice on 4-play 60-yard drives here in the quarter. Kickoff will check up at about the 15-yard line. Juggled for a split second. Now returned. Still on his feet. Out past the 30, 35. Still on his feet, 40. Almost to midfield. With a terrific return that time goes Austin Tatum.
Austin Tatum picks that thing up, and he picks his way, weaves in, weaves out. For a nice little return.
Yep. And that's one of those things. See that little bobble right there?
Yep.
I think that throws off the pursuit sometimes. It's almost like they're overrunning the play, but give Tatum a lot of credit for some moves there to get himself in position.
Well, sometimes it makes your coverage team relax a second, right? They kind of idle down. They don't run through and two.
Lambert on first down. Gets about 5. You talked about the clock, Wade. That's the thing that is certainly got to be to Brother Martin's advantage right now. You want to run clock.
Well, run clock, and then if you can come away with points, that's the extra feather, right? So, again, Tory Lambert's your guy, right? I mean, he's the guy that's been hammering it all night, and plus he's dependable.
Lambert got about 3, and it's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Run the same play over again, just out of a different formation, that inside zone, trying to hammer it up into that A-gap right there. The thing that they're doing nicely is their center. I think that's Jackson Dupree is doing a nice job getting his body and getting those double teams on those big defensive tackles inside.
So 3rd down and 2. Lambert is stuffed. He took a vicious hit that time. Coming up, and a flag comes in. Let's see what this is all about from behind the play over on the sideline. That was Davis Oliver Goodwin on a hit, but you got a personal foul against St. Augustine that's going to give Brother Martin a 1st down. They had him stopped right here, Wade.
Well, did you see a personal foul there?
It happened behind the play.
It had to happen outside
near the Brother Martin bench behind the play.
And I didn't see that, and I didn't see it on video, right? So, my goodness, you know.
So Brother Martin now at the 28-yard line of St. Aug. Lambert trying to get to the edge, and the pursuit of the Purple Knights gets there. Austin, check that. That's 10 in gray. Cornell Harris, along with Clint Hill, the freshman. And they're producing guys here, and I mean they've got freshmen and sophomores out there making plays as well.
Oh, Cornell Harris is fast, right? He can, for a big guy, he can flat motor.
So 2nd down and 11 at the 29.
He's another one that's got an offer. His is from Marshall, and he'll get more. Look at the 2-on-1 down here at the bottom again.
Lambert trying to get to the edge. He's tripped up, stays on his feet, and may have gotten a couple out of it. Let's see where they spot it. Looks like they only give him the 28, a gain of 1.
3rd down and 10 coming for the Crusaders.
And I'm waiting for Brother Martin to take advantage of the way St. Aug is playing the wide twins receivers that they line up in here down there outside the numbers. They're stretching that secondary so wide they could end up with a 2-on-1 versus the corner if the safety doesn't adjust some, or an outside linebacker. Now they adjust with the outside linebacker. It's a little bit more balanced now.
3rd down and 10 from the 28-yard line. And it's Lambert looking to bounce it, but he's got nowhere to go, and he's brought down from behind by Clint Hill. A loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, Clint Hill just chases him down from behind. I mean, how fast was that? Take a look at Clint Hill at the top of your screen, guys. Right here. Look at him chase him down.
Yeah, he was just
right there.
Nowhere to go. He was looking to bounce it, but had nowhere to go, and then Hill chased it down.
Well,
and look at it. Look at this, Wade. They're going to try the field goal right here. And Liuzza's a good kicker, but they're going to try a 46-yard field goal. And now I think they were a man short right there. They're going to get another offensive lineman out there. And Brother Martin's going to have to burn a timeout. And you know that is frustrating to a coach when you can't get the right personnel on.
You want me to comment?
That stuff happens. You know, I know it's frustrating to have to burn a timeout in that situation. So while they talk about it and get things sorted out, it gives us a chance to remind you that tonight's coverage on Crescent City Sports is brought to you by the Lamarck Motor Company in Kenner. Lamarck Quick Lane services all makes and models, batteries, tires, oil changes, and more. All done quickly while Wade enjoys some popcorn. Must be a reason.
There you go. Best popcorn in Kenner. Just can't make that mistake and waste that time out right there here in the second round of the playoffs. Right. It's just somebody's getting ripped. Right?
Yeah. Well, and I know this is you're in a bit. You know, we talk about that no man's land right here. So this is this is a 46-yard field goal try. But remember this in high school, unlike college and pro, you miss this, the ball's going to the 20-yard line.
That is correct.
So here we go. 46 yards on the try from Liuzza would make it a 2-score game. He's got plenty of leg. It's on the way, and it is good. Leighton Liuzza from 46 yards makes this a 27-17 game with 8:02 remaining.
Great protection, great snap, great mechanics right here. Another look at it.
So that took nearly 4 minutes off the clock there. So those last two Brother Martin scoring drives now have taken about 9.5 minutes off of the clock. And that's 9.5 minutes that Amari Cooper and the rest of his offensive personnel are standing on the home sideline.
Well, it takes time off the clock, and then, like I said, it's a feather when you come away with points while taking that time off. And I tell you what, Liuzza, like you said, plenty of leg. He could have probably maybe gone, 50? That was a nice boot right there. Just watching him warm up at half or before the game, and he was kicking them well around the 50-yard mark.
So here we go, kickoff. Again, the pooch. This one's a little shorter. Taken at the 30, no fair catch. And room to run out near the 40-yard line. On the return that time is Keith Hill. So St. Aug will take over at the 38-yard line with 7:57 to play.
Well, let's remember, St. Aug can strike fast, right? That set of receivers and Amari Cooper's arm, right? They can strike like lightning. So they are not out of this ball game by any means.
On first down, Cooper, the lefty, rolls, throws, pass, caught to the big tight end, who's got room to run down the sideline, 20, 10, and is finally pushed down inside the 10-yard line. Actually, they'll mark him right at the 10. A gain of 52 on the pass. Catch and run by Hubert Kalist, who's been the big offensive weapon tonight for these Purple Knights. There's a lot of white jerseys right in there, and he just gets in between them.
A lot of white jerseys in between there, and two gray jerseys in the same area, right? But Cooper makes that play happen right there.
Off the left side, Langford out at the 2-yard line.
We're going to see Rylan Johnson back in there. Apparently they got his injury worked out, and he made the knockout right there at the 2-yard line.
And again, some tempo here. 2nd and goal. Trips to the top of the screen, trying to spread things out. And whistles before this can get underway. It's a false start against St. Aug. Now, this gets tough to defend down here. I know you talk about the field shrinking and things like that, but when you spread things out and you've got to account for all of that in your defensive scheme, that's less guys, obviously, than you could put in a box, although you don't necessarily need the safety help that you would ordinarily have in that situation either.
No, you're going to usually, most teams are going to lock up in some sort of man coverage right there so they can get the guys in the box they need to stop the run. But again, it puts the pressure on your DBs to make sure that they make plays down inside the 10-yard line.
So trips again to the top. Play action, pass is batted up in the air. It's intercepted. I believe, no, it's dropped. But there's a flag down in the end zone. I believe I saw a flag come out and all of that. The ball was in the air. Let's see. Is there a flag down? No, there's not. I thought maybe it was just a yellow helmet. I saw the ball up in the air there for a second, and I thought I saw a flag, but no.
Well, you got the ball
watch
all
this
batted
ping-pong
around.
action, yeah.
There's your RPO. On the slant again, they've been wearing that out. 1, 2, 3 tips.
Two Brother Martin defenders ran into each other right there. Play action again on 3rd down. Pass is caught for the touchdown. And that's Jackson. Josh Jackson, we mentioned he started his career at Brother Martin, his high school career, transferred to St. Aug, and comes up with the big play against his former school right there for the score.
They run the same play to the opposite side, RPO with the slant. I tell you, they've been wearing that out all night. They connect on it again. He throws it right through 2 or 3 white jerseys for the connection. Jackson makes a great catch.
Another 4-play drive. Point after is good, and with 7:09 to play, we've got a 3-point game. 27-24, Brother Martin.
Well, we couldn't get a first down in the first quarter, right?
Exactly. Now we're up and down the field.
Now it's a tennis match. But I did say that St. Aug can strike, like, right now. And we just saw that.
It didn't take, it was another 4-play drive. All 3 of their touchdown scoring drives have taken 4 plays here in the second half.
Well, Brother Martin wants to go back to its formula: run clock, run 6.
Yep. So McCall will kick it off. See if he chooses to take the squib route again. He does. It's going to be picked up by one of the up men at about the 25-yard line. I believe that's Kai Brown. Will take it out to about the 40, and that's where Brother Martin will begin this possession.
Again, great field position.
Both of these teams choosing not to kick it deep, and you're getting those opportunities as a result of it. So put it down actually at the 41-yard line with 7:02 to play. Some of these other games starting to go final now. By the way, Carr has rallied in a big way, now leading Scotlandville 34-20, so they appear to be poised to dodge that upset. And Catholic has beaten Rummel 24-0, so we could be headed for that Carr Catholic showdown next Friday night in Baton Rouge. On first down, Lambert cuts it back and will get about 5.
Or he gets his shoulder pad leveled down, right? And he delivers a blow with that shoulder. He runs hard, always falling forward. Sign of a good running back. Ball's high and tight where it needs to be.
Wade, I've got Lambert unofficially 35 carries for 102 yards. And it's 7 carries in the first quarter, 9 in the second. Had 12 in the third quarter. Has carried it 7 times here in the fourth.
He's not.
We still got 6:26 to play. There's a long time to go. He's bottled up as he tried to go off the left side for no gain, and it's 3rd and 5.
A lot of great jerseys around Lambert that time, led by Cornell Harris. We've called his name a bunch tonight, right?
Football back at the 46-yard line. The line to make is the St. Aug 49. Seth Dezette, the sophomore, operating the offense. Man in motion. Now they're going to throw it out in the flat this time to Lambert. Try to get the edge. Turn the corner. He got there and stepped out of bounds at the St. Aug 42-yard line. First down.
It's another way of getting him out there on the edge, right? Get him out in space. Just turn around, throw it to him as he's running out there. You know, it's
like an extended handoff.
Yeah,
it really is.
Exactly. It's a little toss sweep. Just get the ball out there in space. Don't make it difficult, right? Let him run.
So the spot of the ball is at the St. Aug 42-yard line. The clock stops the play going out of bounds at 5:47 to play. Man in motion. A run the other way. Now Lambert tries to turn it back up inside. I don't think he got much of anything.
That ball.
What an effort by this young man this evening.
Yeah, great
event.
effort. And you know, he, like I said, he's dependable, and that ball isn't coming out. He's going to hold that thing high and tight, and he's going to make sure he's going to get positive yardage. St. Aug needs to start thinking when that clock ticks down under 5 minutes. They might want to start thinking about when it's the proper down to start using a timeout.
And by the way, it has started raining here at Tad Gormley.
Yes, it has.
Lambert fights forward, got about a yard, and it's going to be 3rd, and they'll call it 8.
Clock continues to run.
Under 5 minutes now. By the time they snap this thing, it's one of those things that, how do you manage this if you're Brother Martin? Certainly you want to stay in what is effectively a 4-minute offense here, but at the same time,
right,
you haven't wrapped up this game yet.
No, you haven't. And St. Aug, I think, needed to take a timeout on that 3rd down run.
Lambert on 3rd and 8 tries to get up inside. Only got a couple.
They need to take a timeout.
Let's see. Are they calling one now? No, they're not. Remember, they had to waste one early.
But you see, they can strike in a moment's notice. You take that timeout right now. They just, you can't hold them. You got to make sure that you're getting it back with more time on the clock.
Right. It's under 4 minutes now. It'll probably be close to 3.5 minutes by the time Jacob Zimmer punts this football away on 4th and 6.
Hey, I'd take a delay of game here.
St. Aug has no one back.
Yeah.
Oh, bad snap. Zimmer just does get it away, and it's going to bound into the end zone for a touchback.
Lucky there. A lot of luck involved there. You got to have the ball bounce the right way sometimes for you, and it bounced the right way for Brother Martin right there.
And for St. Aug, for that matter. It could have checked. It could have easily, you get that snap that bounced back to him, and if that checks up on the second bounce, they've got a chance to pin St. Aug down deep, but it took the forward roll into the end zone. So now 3:27 remaining. St. Aug takes over at its 20. Again, their 3 scoring drives in the second half. Every one of them 4 plays. Pass, caught. Still on his feet is Jackson. He'll get out past the 30 to about the 32-yard line.
Brother Martin bringing like a dime defense, right? Brought in an extra DB lining up 3 deep, also trying to keep everything in bounds. Those corners are playing wide out there. 3-man rush.
At the 32. Pressured out. Cooper looking to run now, scrambles, near sideline, will slide down as he's brought down by the pursuit of Jaden Weber at about the 38-yard line. Clock continues to run, under 3 minutes to play.
Look, pressured by the 3-man rush, right? They got home. If you're St. Aug, you can't let that happen. If they're going to bring 3 and I'm blocking with 5, maybe 6, that can't happen. They can't get my quarterback off his spot.
At the 38, 2nd and 4. Cooper stepping up. He's brought down in the backfield for a sack.
Can't take sacks. Getting home, that was number 95, Dakota Burns. Look at him get home. He works up top. Nice move. Ooh, little shrug pull there, right?
3rd and 7 at the 35. Clock continuing to run. It's going to get down to the 2-minute mark. Remember, St. Aug had to use one of those timeouts early in the first half, or early in the second half, early in the third quarter. Cooper. He's going to be brought down yet again. Kai Brown, Dakota Burns meet at the quarterback for the sack. It's going to be 4th down, and let's see where they put the football. Back at the 20-yard line, and it's going to be timeout St. Aug. And this is going to be the ball game right here with 1:39 to play.
Oh, that's the second time Dakota Burns beats St. Aug's right tackle, Troy Smith, Louisiana Tech.
Check it. They'll move it back up to the 25-yard line, but it's still going to be, Wade, 4th down and 17. The line to make is the 42-yard line. There's 1:39 to play. St. Aug called that timeout, so they've only got 1 left.
Right.
So basically, here's your ball game. If you don't convert right here, Brother Martin can effectively run out the clock.
That is correct. And then you're looking at that play sheet for
those 4th
and 17 call, right?
Yeah.
Well, I got news for you. Not too many people have it, right?
Well,
so you
got to figure the target is going to be one of those two. Well, you got 3 pretty good receivers. You got Johnson, Jackson, and Caliste, who have basically accounted for all of the game, all of the yardage in the passing game here tonight.
Right. You just can't let a 3-man rush get home. Just can't do that. They did it twice in a row.
So Brother Martin back out on the field. St. Aug will head that way here on 4th in your season right now, basically. 4th down and 17 at the 25-yard line. 1:39 to play. At stake, a spot in the quarterfinals against Northwood of Shreveport.
Brother Martin's still staying there, dime secondary. Looks like they're still just going to bring a 3-man rush. I don't see why not. They've gotten home twice.
And now we got another timeout coming. It's an official timeout.
Official timeout.
I think we may have a different. Do we have a different quarterback in the game here, Wade? I don't know if Cooper was injured on that 3rd down play, but I think that might be 18 Vashon Coulon out there at quarterback.
That is number 18 Vashon Coulon.
And he's only thrown 5 passes all season long. Biggest play of that young man's career. He's going to step up and let it fly, and the pass is going to be intercepted by Troy Santamarina, his second of the night and the 5th Brother Martin turnover. The Crusaders will take over at the 36-yard line with 1:31 to play.
Well, they were throwing verticals, right? And they had guys running vertical deep, and Coulon just throws it up into the air. Troy Santamaria tracks it like a duck, right?
Had a man there, but there were 3 white jerseys along with that gray jersey.
He had the radar on it all the way, and he just tracked that thing down and picked it off for his
giving now the second of the night. It's his 4th interception of the year, which leads the team. He has 2 tonight. Jackson has 2.
Yeah, St. Aug can stop it one more time, but it's elementary. Brother Martin should be able to.
I think there's enough, depending on how long how much time you take here, and they're going to get in victory formation. So, Torrey Lambert, the deepest of the deep right now, he's not going to touch the football in this situation.
What a night he's had.
And now they'll kneel it. Had to let a couple of seconds run off the clock there. And now the final timeout from St. Aug comes with 1:25 to play.
Got a little pushing and shoving right there at the end. There's your last timeout.
So St. Aug out of timeouts with 1:25 to play. Brother Martin holds on here. Our understanding is they would host Northwood of Shreveport next Friday night. We'll have to confirm that afterwards. Again, this is times we get conflicting information on these things, but that is how we understand it. By the quarterfinals, the semifinals, the high seed always hosted.
Right.
The quarterfinals, the team that has been home the fewest hosts. Well, Northwood was home tonight. They had a bye, which gets treated as a home game. Brother Martin, the road team tonight, although ironically, it's in their home stadium. So
here's another kneel down.
Another kneel down. Probably try to take a couple more seconds off the clock here. They'll push it back. You got to be careful of there. You're trying to avoid the fumble in that situation, and now the play clock's about 39 seconds different. So basically, all you got to do as soon as this thing gets to 40, you snap it, and that should do it.
It's another monumental win for Brother Martin and Mark Bonice and his program.
Came in with 103 career wins in 14 years. Number 104 is, I would imagine, about as good as he's had in his career. You think where this team was, finished the regular season on a 3-game losing streak, and that will just St. August saying they got the football. Did the ball get knocked out there? I don't know. And timeout. Brother Martin. Was timeout called before the ball was snapped?
I don't think so. I think what they're looking at here, and
that's 4th down. Why would you? Yeah. Why, if Brother Martin wouldn't call timeout as soon as the play was over?
I think there's a little chippiness going on out there, right? And I think both coaches are trying to get a handle on their guys.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think Mark Bonice had a few words with the officials about how aggressively up to the whistle, maybe through the echo of the whistle, that the St. Aug players continue grabbing at the football. I think there's a little...
Okay. Well, let's see what happens here. Are they going to wind the clock? Because the marker says 4th down. That's why I'm confused in this situation. Did they snap the ball, run the play, and then call timeout? Because if so, that could be just a huge operational error in this game. The down marker says 4 on the far side. Let's see what's going on here.
I think
Now they put it back on third down.
Yeah,
so they called timeout before the ball was snapped.
Exactly. And that's what I was.
Okay.
I was
now that makes more sense. We're going to get a flag in here for some extracurriculars after the play. Mark Moniz is going to wave his team back over to the sidelines. They'll sort this out.
Right.
If that's against St. Aug, of course, that is a first down. And the question is now, do they wind the clock immediately now on this? Or do they actually have to go snap it one more time because the clock's going to be stopped? They're talking about it there in terms of what's going on. Now, of course, if Brother Martin declines the penalty, then it runs out there. So if you enforce the penalty, maybe not. So well, it's just a matter of getting your heads together for the enforcement situation here.
Well, the reason why Brother Martin called the timeout before was to calm everything down and to keep his players under control as things were getting a little chippy in these kneel downs, right? So, St. Aug not wanting to give up. They're still firing through there. They're raking at the ball, hitting people pretty hard as they come in through there, as they have the right to play when the ball is snapped, okay? But what happens is then people start retaliating and you start getting some issues. And I think both coaches right now are trying to keep their players under control. The officials are trying to keep the players under control. They're talking to both sides. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why they haven't assessed the penalty yet.
And I'm not quite sure. I see a lot of frustration on the St. Aug sideline right now. Like maybe they thought the third down play happened before the timeout, which would have made it fourth down, and there's an ejection.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
You didn't want that to happen.
No, you don't want that to happen in these situations. So the unsportsmanlike conduct and the ejection against St. Aug.
That means somebody had to have thrown a fist in there for that to happen. There, somebody took a punch or gave a punch. They should set the ball down, wind the clock, and it should run out.
That's why I wasn't sure if they were going to take the penalty, because the enforcement may mean the clock is stopped as opposed to declining the penalty means you wind it.
They'll set it and wind it. Here we go.
It should be first down, and it is, because that moved the chains.
Move the chains.
And let's see, will they wind it? And they will wind it, and that's
the way it works.
That's it. You don't even need to put your offense back on the field at this point. You just keep them standing right there.
We just had to decipher exactly when the timeout was called on the third down. Okay, so that got fixed, and then you had the personal foul. That got moved with the penalty. The ball gets moved. They wind the clock. Ball game.
Final 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming off the clock, triple zeros, and this one is over. Brother Martin, the number 13 seed, exacts some revenge on St. Augustine with a 27-24 victory here in the second round of the Division I Select Playoffs. Brother Martin will move on to the quarterfinals. They will face Northwood of Shreveport. The rest of the quarterfinal matchups in the Division I Select bracket, Catholic and Carr. What a blockbuster that should be.
Yes, that should be.
Bird against John Curtis.
That's going to be a good one, too.
Yeah, and then Karen Crow against Warren Easton. That's some salty matchups right there. You got a lot of teams. I tell you what, of those things, let's see. Catholic, Carr, Bird, Curtis. Other than Brother Martin and Northwood, the other three quarterfinal matchups are all teams that have played for state championships in, the last 3 or 4 years.
Right. Good football.
It should be a great third round of the playoffs, and you win tonight, and you're practicing Thanksgiving Day, and you're moving on.
And you're moving on, absolutely.
Final thoughts on what we saw this evening.
Well, I totally impressed by Torrey Lambert, correct? The Warhorse tonight, his final numbers, I think, are over 100 yards.
Yeah, but the biggest number is this, 38 carries.
38 carries.
he was the man who took
Correct.
this team on his back, ran the clock, got a couple of big scores. Obviously, the defense did their part, but Lambert was enormous in this game.
Right. Lambert was the warhorse, and the other with the takeaways by the Brother Martin defense, coming out on the plus side of the takeaway game and then scoring points off those takeaways.
And we can tell you, Brother Martin will host that game next Friday night, so presumably that will be back here at Tad Gormley against Northwood. So more information, obviously, to come on that, along with all of the scores. No better place to be than our All-State Sugar Bowl scoreboard at CrescentCitySports.com. Wade, this has been a lot of fun. Turned out to be a terrific game here this evening.
Well, good football game. Two great football teams. Two great rivalry teams in the Catholic League. Always fun to see those Catholic League teams play each other, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, our thanks to Chip Merritt and to Matt Merritt. And for the rest of our Crescent City Sports production team, and for Wade Kaiser, I'm Lenny Van Gilder saying so long from Tad Gormley, where once again, your final score tonight, Brother Martin 27, St. Augustine 24. The Crusaders are on to the quarterfinals in the Division I select bracket. Stay with CrescentCitySports.com. We'll have news on where we will be next Friday night, but I can promise you we will have another outstanding game. Until next Friday, so long, everybody.